Here, and we are back. Hi guys, Party here playing Neverwinter on the PC. Just going through professions right now. We are still in mod 21. I'm trying to think. Mod 22 is coming out next year, right? I think in January. I think. Don't quote me on that. Also, yeah, today's the 1st of November for me. Sorry, I feel like there's seaweed in my teeth. But it should be coming 1st November for you guys, like after maintenance, right? Which is gonna happen in like 4 hours from now, I suppose. I was thinking of maybe I should have made some sort of like weekly video to kind of like update people on what to look out for like this week. But since it's like 4 hours till that's gonna happen, I feel like that's a really like bad timing. So maybe going forward, I'm gonna make videos on like Sunday for me, which is gonna be Saturday for you guys. So when I upload it, it'll be like the next day, Monday for me, I suppose. I don't know. Um, but yeah, so at least I'll have like a weekly update, so to kind of like notify people what they should be doing like for the week, what's gonna come up next week, kind of like if you really quickly look at the calendar, it's Monday. It's supposed to be like, actually Thursday is the time when they offer new things, right? So like, for example, what's this? I'm not even sure what this is. For a limited time, earn double the amount of progression. What do they mean by that? What do you mean? What do you mean? Progression? You mean this progression? It might be. This is something new. We'll think. Well, I mean, we're gonna see that next week, right? Or this week, shall I say? I don't know. It's Sunday for you guys. It's Monday for me. Trying to look for tissue. Where's tissue around here? I don't have any tissues. That's fine. So I am so not prepared. So we are in Echoes of Prophecy. We're gonna have a new one after maintenance. After not maintenance, sorry. After I don't know. It won't say the 1st of the month is basically when the next episode is gonna happen. So yeah, just look out for that. I suppose that's one thing. And because it's Monday reset, that means that our weekly, specifically for me anyway, because I don't really care about the other weeklies. The only weekly I do care about is the legacy. So I wrote it on my whiteboard here. River District, Heroic Encounter, Wall of Dragons, Heroic Encounters, and then Underdark Adventures, which means 5 quests. Those are gonna be the next legacies. I feel like I've already done so on my main. I don't believe I have any more here. Let's just go over to my other tunes then, because I basically done everything that I need to do on my main already. We just like basically we're just waiting for kind of like maintenance, so that it's like the weekly resets. I'm just gonna thinking. There's 8 gold here. I'll pick that up. I should be doing professions on my tunes, because look at my gold right now. It's only 3,000 gold, 3.5. That's pretty low for me. And I might want to swap this Zerial for Dritz, I suppose. I was in a, I don't want to say hardcore. It's what was this thing called, Reaper? Yeah, Reaper's challenge earlier. So I slotted Zerial in because we needed the. No, actually, it wasn't Reaper's challenge. I did Reaper's challenge. It's Frozen Heart today. It was pretty easy. It wasn't what I was expecting, especially at like the end, right at the boss. I thought it was gonna be like one of those like one-shot fests that we've been experiencing from like Shores of Torn, from what else? What other Reaper's challenge was out there recently? Castle's Retreat wasn't as bad, because you do get one shotted, like the DPS. One of It's always like 100%. One of the DPSs are gonna get one shotted, right? So that was kind of like the inside joke there. I don't see any legacy quest on this tune. I've done this way earlier, so I'm just going through one by one on the tunes that I have. that does legacy. So that's like 9 of them. I wanted to see which one of those has the 3 quests that I mentioned, which is River District, Hero Encounters, Wall of Dragons Hero Encounters, which is gonna be annoying because it's like once an hour, and then Underdark Adventures. So kind of like X 45 minutes of every hour, I have to go on a different tune to do a dragon. Or I suppose I could swap and try and kill a dragon on a tune. Like if they're going from green to blue to what is it? After blue, it's I want to say red, and then white, and then black, right? So that's kind of like the order that people do. Kind of like the Wall of Dragons. It doesn't seem like I have any here either, so I'm gonna move on. I think I already done the HEs that I mentioned on my HR as well, but we're gonna double check anyway. I forgot to kind of like show you guys all of my legacy kind of like currency that I had on my tunes. Like for example, my DC, I believe I have 30 heroic medallions, which is nice. Amongst other things, let me see, Jungles of Shult, Cloak Ascendancy, and then Valenha. So yes, I still have 3 legacies to do, but they're not the ones that I mentioned, so it's fine. We're just gonna skip this, and basically I'm gonna go all on my 9 tunes that I do legacies on, check whether they have the 3 that I mentioned, and then do those 3, and then move on to the next one, and then move on to the next one, until to the point that I've done all of the 3 on all of those tunes, and then I'll go back to my like HR, for example. Curse of Icewind Dale. That would be kind of like places like, I don't know, I can't at the top of my head. I'll check it in a second, guys. River District. It's not Sword King Thunder. Right, so this is River District. So which one is Adventures, Conqueror, Heroics? Okay, so this one is the one. And then Wall of Dragons. We need to do HE. Sorry, I'm having to look over because I can't remember. And one more is Underdark, which I don't think I see it here. Or it could be Shadow Mantle. It might be it. It might be that. So Adventures. All right, so I do have 3 of those here. I feel like, yeah, sure, why don't we do a River District first? Tank should sell fast. What are they talking about right now? Let me have a read in a second. Put Band of Air on, and put Holy Avenger on here. What's this? Tank and heal LH or Lionhearts, I suppose. Sold 2 for 11 million. Okay, nice. I suppose so. I mean, if you got the unbind tokens, which for I don't know what reason I have 0 unbind tokens. I don't know why. Like I see all these people, like they're getting it from end chests, they're getting it from over leveling or the progression rewards, they're getting it from all matter of, like, other than the Zen, because it's not available in the Zen store. But I have yet to, ever since maintenance, which is what, which was Wednesday, right? I think Tuesday or Wednesday, something like that. Recently, I have yet to get a like any kind of unbind tokens at all from any sources. At the moment, only rewards chest. I think they're talking about unbind tokens. Not sure if Juma has it. I don't think so either. I don't know which one that was for. Master of the Hunt is a good source, fast and 2 chests. I've run Masters of the Hunts and I have not seen any. So okay, so I was about to do quests there. I don't have to do quests here. I have to just do hero encounters. So minors, 3 minor hero encounters and 1 big hero encounter. So that's kind of like the ship HE or any of the kind of like bosses, Nostura, Cabal, and the other guy, which I can't remember. Sorry, excuse me. got the hiccups there. I just had my lunch actually. Kind of like a late lunch. It's actually 2 p.m. Right now. At least RADQ. See if it sells. Let me do it quick. Yeah, I don't think it's available in the Masters of the Hunt, or at least when I ran Masters of the Hunt, I didn't get like a single one. I'm not actually even sure if I can do this solo, by the way, guys. It is just a bank tune after all, but I do have my Holy Avenger, etc. So it should be fine. Gonna lay down another healing spot. No, okay, never mind. It's okay. I'll just do this. I'm getting heals from my Holy Avengers anyway, so that's always nice. It's not kind of like amazing. I kind of wish there was still lifesteal in the game, but there are ways, I suppose. Kind of like what, blood armor? I don't remember what it's called. It's like an armor enchantment that actually it kind of gives you lifesteal. Um, blood something is on my barb, so I don't have it on me right now, which reminds me I need to figure out how to get those rank 14s weapon enchantments and armor enchantments that I promised people that I was gonna do and have yet to do. I don't know, I want to say I've been busy. I haven't really. Life has thrown me lemons since the last time that I streamed, but it's nothing I can't handle, I suppose. Nothing as kind of like what's the word I'm looking for? Yeah, I can't turn that way. Okay. Get petrified then. That's fine. This is fine. This is fine. Like, it would be nice if I got like people helping out, but I suppose people are not kind of like into doing river districts nowadays. I don't know how I actually avoided that one. I was just like haphazardly. I really hate these eye things. I know it's not even that hard to kind of like avoid their attacks, but when you have like three of them at the same time, yeah, so that's what tends to happen. Am I gonna get perma stunned? It looks like I might get perma stunned. Yeah, this is what happens if you're like playing solo at a lower IL, I suppose. This dude, seriously, I don't play. What is a Scourge Warlock? Yeah, Scourge Warlock. I don't really play a Scourge Warlock. So when you guys ask me stuff like, oh, how do I build a Scourge Warlock or Control Wizard or whatever? Hey, look, friends. Yeah, not the right guy. I'm not sure if who kind of like content creator does play like Scourge Warlock and or kind of like Control Wizard. I have in my head like a few names, I suppose, a couple of names, but yeah, no, like at the risk of not knowing what I'm talking about, I'm just gonna keep it to myself. Let's put it that way. I'm pretty sure you guys know who's like who religiously plays as a Scourge Warlock or a Control Wizard that and streams as well. Colors. Okay. Time to use some upgrade tokens. Oh yeah, speaking of Reaper coins or Reaper tokens, I'm not on my main unfortunately, but I believe I've got the title already, so I have definitely got like 10 at least, which means that I feel like I've gotten now 13 to 14 tokens. I'm not sure if that's kind of like updated. When I say updated, I mean up to date. What's the word I'm looking for? Like, it's been like 13 days worth of tokens so far. I'm not sure if that's the case. I feel like I haven't missed any, not a single one. Like, I did skip Merchant Prince Folly because I was doing the 2 tokens trick. Not that I felt like Merchant Prince Folly was difficult per se. It could be difficult, especially if you're fighting the Batiris. That's for sure. But whether you fail, if you die in it, it's fine. You can still continue doing it. It's not like hardcore when if you do a mistake and then it just shuts down the map and then you have to start from the very beginning. It's nothing like that. However, I have been stuck in Shores of Turin for like and be unsuccessful in the Shores of Turin as well. Like I feel like I've tried it 3 times. I've only succeeded in 1, which is good enough because you don't need to do more than once successfully of a Reaper challenge, but I was kind of like trying to prove a point. Like I tried it the first time, failed. It took like I feel like an hour because we were stuck at the final boss. To the point where you get to the final boss, it was easy. But once you get to the final boss and he was throwing all of these fires that one shots you and it goes invisible, that's when that's when problems occur. Excuse me again, my lunch. Yeah, so the first one failed. Second attempt went way better. I think we managed to do it within like 10 minutes. I think it was like a 6-minute run because the people that I was running it with were like all 60Ks, including myself. I'm not exactly 60K on my main. I was gonna show you like the IL. I forgot I wasn't even on my main. But my main is about 58, 59K, depending on which build it was, whether it was a DPS build or a tank build. But I'd consider myself already at 60K, you know, almost there, I suppose. Thing is, do I really want to put down money in order to get to like 60K? It's the same kind of like principle as with my stream. And I have a sinking feeling, am I even streaming right now? I am streaming right now. Okay, good. I feel like maybe I wasn't streaming yet. So anyway, as I was saying, it's the same principle that I kind of like use with my stream, and that is I could pump money into my stream if I wanted to be more successful, quote unquote more successful, but that'd be cheating. I feel like I want to progress. I want to grow as a content creator, not because I pump money into it, but because other people, my viewers, my followers, my subscribers are the ones pumping money into the stream so that I can grow as a streamer. I don't mind telling you guys, I've made like what, 25 bucks so far. I mean, it's a small amount. It's probably something that you get maybe from an hour's work anywhere. And I feel like I've streamed, if you consider kind of like January, the point where they start like tabulating all the kind of like, now when was that? I think I was paid in July, right? So that's about 3 months ago. So making $25 from streaming in 3 months or so, well, I mean, it's November now, so I would say 4 months is not a bad thing. I don't think that's actually pretty good, if I say so myself. Did that guy just die? he just he just deleted himself. Like, I didn't even get to see him. All I saw was these mobs just kind of like aggro because the person they were attacking died. I think it's this guy though. I didn't even see, but it might not be. It's okay though. Like, I was struggling earlier as well, but the only reason I survived that thing is because of my Holy Avenger. So going back to what I was saying about weapon enchantment and armor enchantment, I think I really need to get on board with trying to make my rank 14s. The thing is, now that I think about it though, I still have not the resources, unfortunately, because I only have about 3 coalescent wards thus far, which means, like, you know, if I had something like a rank 11 weapon enchantment, I suppose I can make that into a rank 14. But I really want to show in this video. So just to kind of like rewind, guys, the plan was to make a video on how to get a weapon enchantment, any weapon enchantment, and or any armor enchantment from shards, right? From shards up to rank 14. Because currently we don't have PvP season, which was my go-to when I wanted to make a weapon or a armor enchantment. Or shall I say an armor enchantment. I need to heal this guy. There we go. I don't know if I healed him or he popped his consumable. I'm just gonna say yes, I healed him. Just to make myself feel a lot better. Like, I was kind of late into the party. So what was I saying? Yeah, so the thing is, I need the resources, and I don't have the resources right now. especially since like things like Creations of Wonder Pack. I feel like we are not gonna get that anytime soon. Oh, I'm done. Oh, I'm done. That was fast. Good, good, good. Because I don't want to spend too long. Next is, excuse me. I think next is Shadow Mantle or Underdark. What time is it? I just realized I should have checked the time. If it was like XX45, it shouldn't be. Yeah, I just started at 2 p.m. so it shouldn't be. Not anytime soon. I will probably most likely go back to this tune after I'm done with the two, like Wall of Dragons, right? Wall of Dragons, River District, which we already did, and Shadow Mantle, or shall I say Underdark. Those three. Once I've done the two out of the three, and we're waiting for like the dragons in the Well of Dragons for the heroic encounters, then I suppose I'll go back to this tune or any of the other tunes, because I feel like we're gonna do this real quick. We're gonna go and do the HEs for River District. We're gonna do the Shadow Mantle or Underdark real quick, and on as many tunes as possible, because I feel like within 4 hours, I don't know if I can cover. Like the real issue is the Well of Dragons, because it only happens once an hour, right? Oh, before I do that, actually, because we have double Tyranny of Dragons, right? So we do want to bank on that. Yes, I already got Tyranny of Dragons on, and do that. And let's see, only 5. That's fine. That's okay. I feel like there's other yeah, we got a whole bunch of other legacy quests to do. But the most important ones to do first are the ones that we're gonna get today after maintenance. Dread Ring? What? Wait, no, I don't need Dread Ring. Why is it asking me? Is that Shadow Mantle? Oh, Dread Ring is Shadow Mantle. Wait. Wait a minute. Wait, is it Underdark or let me double check, guys, because there's no way of checking if you haven't done the quest yet. Let me go. So this is how I check which quest is gonna appear next for the week. I go to my main or any of the tunes that I have that's already done the quests for Legacy. Yeah, so I was in the party with other guys trying to do Longing, which kind of failed because we couldn't find the shadow or whatever we want to call it, specter that summons the watchers or the watcher. Wow, that's taking so long just to load. Why dost thou taketh long? There you go. Did I already pick up the stuff? Like my coffers, I'm not sure. So anyway, like going back to the weapon enchantments and armor enchantments, I don't see any kind of like good ways of getting a Coalescent Ward at the moment, because you know, we don't have Wonder event anytime soon. We've already had one recently. Summer event is kind of like way over. What is it now? It's actually the closer thing now would be winter event, right? Anyway, so Cloak Ascendancy, Tyranny of Dragons, and Shadow Mantle. Oh, okay. I should have not written Underdark. So that's fine. Oh, did I want to show you guys how much I got? Not a lot. Not a lot. That's fine. I think I claimed it. I claimed that I made another Bonding Runestone rank 13 recently. That's why I've got about 12 million on my shared bank, I believe. I got 600k here. I've got 12 million in my shared bank, if you can see that. 100 gold, which is kind of bad. I feel like I should be making more gold. Oh, I didn't pick the coffers. That's fine. I'm picking it up right now. Look at all of these kind of like giveaways, guys. So I really hope that people trickle in soon, because we're gonna do a giveaway in, oh, I'm gonna say about 40 minutes, I suppose. It's gonna be quite a while. Just need to remind myself to do a not to do a giveaway, but to do I'm gonna set alarm to like 45 past the hour. Why is my wife sending me a video? I don't know. I'm gonna check that out later. Alarm set at now it's 2 p.m. So that's 14, and at 40 minutes. Let's just say 40 minutes because then that gives us time to kind of like say hand in quests or something. So 16 minutes from now. There we go. So Shadow Mantle. So we are definitely gonna go to Dreadring. I thought it was gonna be Underdark, guys. Do apologize. I feel like this might be better than Underdark because Underdark takes a while to kind of like do the quests. Unless no, actually, I take it back. There's actually 2 quests that you can do within like seconds, not even minutes, seconds in between. But there is a cooldown of I want to say 5 minutes. Ooh, do I want to wait? What is it today? What is it today? Wait, I could have asked Nox. What's going on today? Liberation. Wait, isn't that is a weekend? Trying to complete legacy before reset. 9 tunes. Pass for now. Sorry, I'm kind of like really I need to focus on finishing off these quests first before I kind of like concentrate on doing stuff like toms and stuff. Apparently with the unbind tokens you can actually unbind those main hands and off hands and then sell it in the auction house for like 11 million or something like that. I feel that I always seem to not neglect, but I feel like I always reject offers from my alliance for I don't know why. It just is bad timing. Like when I log in, I need to get rid of all of my dailies and weeklies first. So and that's usually like in the evening for most of my guild members because they're of the like US and European side of the world, I suppose. We do have like Asian players in my guild, but they seem to kind of like shy away, I suppose, or not say anything, which is fine. I have no issues with kind of like guild members not kind of like speaking out. That's fine. It's kind of like same with my viewers. If they want to be lurkers in my stream, that is totally fine. There's no reason for them to kind of like come out of their shell. If they're more comfortable in kind of like just lurking, I suppose. I'm a lurker too. Like I was actually in another streamer's stream. There's also you. Hey Space Gamer. Welcome back to the stream. It's a bit slow today. I suppose it's because it's like Sunday night for most people. But anyway, let me just try and do your shout out because as always, you're kind of like IGN. So did you try to contact me like in game recently, Space Gamer? I don't know. I feel like I should change that, shouldn't I? Yeah. Let that play for a while. I messed up my chats now. Hold on. How do I get rid of it? What is going on? Close. Okay, there we go. I mean, if you didn't contact me in game, that's fine. Oh, okay. All right. Okay, so it wasn't you. Nah, because I get a lot of PMs recently from I'm not sure who. I just converse with people if they PM me on stream. Not on stream, sorry. In game. But I generally don't know who it is most of the time because I don't remember everybody's kind of like ad handle. I know yours is like, what was it, Destroyer, but that's not what I meant. It's like I had a feeling that you were the one who PM'd me or something, but I suppose I was wrong. But anyway, that's fine. You haven't played Neverwinter for a while, so what are you playing now? New World, or not at all? Are you like too busy to play video games nowadays? I'm only asking because if you're not playing Neverwinter, what are you playing? I'm just kind of curious about that. Most kind of like content creators that I know who stopped playing Neverwinter have moved on to like New World, and I feel like I feel like I would have been on that same bandwagon if not for the fact that I'm not getting a new rig, and because I'm not getting a new rig, I'm not gonna buy new games until like say I want to say January of next year, because that's when I'm gonna get money. I'm gonna get like $5,000 or something, so it may or may not be enough to get the kind of like rig that I want. That's because I'm busy with New World and Final Fantasy, right? You know, did I ever tell you I actually had a Final Fantasy account that I've like paid for 2 years, but I've never played? I think I mentioned this before, either to you or somebody else, but I've mentioned it in my stream. Yeah, so I paid for 2 years worth of subscription, but I never logged in. And by the time when I logged in after that 2 years, I actually got the, what's that beast? I can't remember his name. Gilgamesh? Was it Gilgamesh? It might not be Gilgamesh. It might be Gilgamesh. Wait, Gilgamesh is the one with the bull. You know what? F this. I'm just gonna check it on my social media, because I know I have it on my social medias, in my Instagram. I think. I don't know if you get. Can I display this phone display on the stream? I think I can, but I have to link it again, which I haven't done in a while. I don't have Instagram on my phone. I don't have Instagram on my phone. Oh, I do have Instagram on my phone. Oh, hey, say, Sir Wills. Hey, I want to say happy birthday. Don't worry, I've paid $50 a month for a gym membership this year. I've been at the gym twice, and one time wasn't even my gym. Oh my god. I don't know if you remember or if you were here when I said it before, but I used to own a gym, and there was this guy who was like a, you know, he deals with insurance, so he's an insurance salesman, right? And he paid for a whole year, right? And he never came back. Like, he paid for the whole year, but he never came back until like the day I closed my gym. Or not closed my gym per se. I sold it off, so it's still open, but it's not mine anymore. So yeah, so he paid for like a whole year, and I never saw him after that. Like the one time that he came in was the time that he bought the one year subscription, not subscription, sorry, membership. Because subscription means something else. So he paid for a whole year membership and he never came back. I don't know why. Like, of course, as a gym owner, that's kind of like ideal, because you don't have to kind of like, you know, you don't have to kind of like, you got the money already. It's in your pocket. So whether he comes or he doesn't come, it doesn't even matter, right? But as a trader, I feel that's a really sad thing, because I do like to help people out in order to kind of like get to be the best that they can be. So I finally found it. Sorry for this, guys. Bahamut. So this is me on my Bahamut. I don't know if you guys can see it. So you can only get this Bahamut mount, and I don't know if I can zoom in. I know I can't zoom. If I let go, it just kind of like zooms out again. So if you see me, I'm sitting on the throne on the Bahamut mount, and you can't get this mount. You can't buy it. You have to kind of like subscribe for, I don't know, I think a year, 2 years before it unlocks for you. So yeah, I don't know. That's kind of like me flexing, I suppose. Where was I? So yeah, after subscribing for like Final Fantasy Online for 2 years, I got my Bahamut mount, but then I stopped playing after that. Not because that I didn't like it. It's just I don't know how to put it. It's I just couldn't like stick with it, I suppose. I had Neverwinter. I mean, I was playing Neverwinter. I was playing ESO or BDO or whatever. Wait, what's BDO again? What's BDO again? ESO. Not BDO, ESO. Elder Scrolls Online. I was playing that. I was playing Final Fantasy. I was also playing ESO, Final Fantasy, Neverwinter. All these 3 games at the same time. And then it got to a point where I can't split. I mean, I only have 24 hours in a day. I can't split it between 3 games. And then it ended up with me just playing like 2 games. And then slowly it ended up being me just playing Neverwinter. I do get kind of like burnout from playing Neverwinter from time to time. But I feel like if I stop playing Neverwinter for even like a day, I feel like I'm missing out on the possibilities of that one singular day, right? Like for example, if I pushed myself, it does take me about 5 to 6 hours, but if I push myself, I could get 1,000 gold per day doing professions on all of my tunes. But like I said, it'll take me 5 to 6 hours to do that. And yeah, generally I could, because I don't work or anything, so all my all my time is spent on video gaming. But 5 or 6 hours doing professions on 20 tunes, it's like, I don't know. So how's Neverwinter now? You sound... Yeah, I am. Hi, my name's Spartan D, and I'm addicted. I'm addicted to Neverwinter. Yeah, no, you know what? It doesn't even have to be Neverwinter. It's just video games. I'm addicted to video games. I stopped playing... Sorry, I stopped working. Where do I start? I started playing video games at the wee age of like, what, 5, 10? With like Tetris. It started with Tetris on like a... on like a keychain, right? Or maybe even before that. You know, I had this kind of like whole story about how I started gaming. But yeah, I started with too long didn't read version. I started with Atari, and then we went. I want to say Apple II, but I don't think so. It was kind of like a PC, but I didn't know what it was called. Playing Prince of Persia, and then that progressed to like consoles and all this stuff. So come like the current moment, I'm a PC master race kind of guy. Was this Neverwinter could mean New World? Oh yeah, that's true. That's true. That's why whenever I talk about either New World or Neverwinter, I don't say NW anymore. I just say Neverwinter, or I say New World. Just to kind of like stop the confusion. Yeah, because New World now exists and it's, you know, NW. But if we're gonna kind of like talk that way, I suppose Neverwinter was the first NW. But anyway, it doesn't matter. I'm just gonna say New World or Neverwinter, because otherwise people will just get confused. But does that mean that you are playing Neverwinter? You just said that you were playing New World though, right? I think so. I think you said New World. I don't know. You say you haven't played Neverwinter for a while because you're playing New World and Final Fantasy Online. So that's what I remembered you saying. Sorry, I'm like having to think. What am I doing? We're doing quests, right? I was like thinking, why is my kind of like mission quest not completing? Because I haven't done 5 quests yet. Nah, yes I could, but that would mean I have to go alt tab, scroll back all the way up, you know what I mean? I just have to remember what I said, which is probably not gonna be good because I have a really bad memory, you know. It just takes too much time for me to check. Yeah, it's much faster for, you know, it's kind of like you don't have to go far. Neverwinter, when you go into kind of like chats in like say PE chat, and then say something like, oh, where do you get unbind tokens, you know, you can just search it in Google, right? You search it in Google, you might be able to find people's posting something like, oh, you can get unbind tokens from Juma Bags, for example. I don't know if you can get it from Juma Bags because I've got 0 unbind tokens. You know, from what I heard, you can get it from endgame chests, right? From what I heard, you can get it from progress rewards. But that's the thing. I could have just simply searched it instead of asking in PE chat. But more times than not, people will say, oh yeah, you can get it from endgame chest, or you can get it from Juma Bags, or you can get it from, you know, it's like that. When I ask a question in like PE, or maybe even like whatever channels that I'm in, and ask people, I can get an immediate response rather than say Googling it. So I mean, I'm the kind of guy who's like, Yes, it may sound stupid when somebody asks questions in PE, something like, "Oh, I don't know. What is the IL requirement for Reaper's Challenge today?" It's as easy as pressing like K, going to Reaper's Challenge, and actually clicking on the thing and seeing that, oh, it's 50K. But I would answer, I would respond to that person's chat and say it's 50K. You know, I don't really like inquire why they're asking, or you could have just, I could have gone the other way around and say, why don't you check it in the Reaper's queue? Press K, look in the map and see for yourself with how many like IL it is. I could have done that, but I don't. You see, because I feel like people ask. I mean, I suppose I could have done both. Like, okay, so today's Reaper challenge is 50K, but you can press K, right? You can press K, click on the Reaper's challenge, click on the map, and then you'll be able to see how much IL it is. I don't question why that person asks. Is for me, I feel like it's just much faster for you to get an answer to ask people rather than googling it or referring it yourself. People are not comfortable in their own ability to search information. I suppose so. Oh, it's a good thing I set an alarm. Let me just tap to remind later. I'm tapping, bro. I'm tapping. Why is it not stopping? Why you no stop? Tap to I don't know. Swipe up to stop the alarm. Tap to remind later. I'm tapping, but it's not stopping. There you go. Okay, remind me again later. So, people are not comfortable in their own ability to search information because they have no idea how to validate the said truth to be true. But if someone responds to you, they take the time out of their day to respond, which is inducing confidence in the information. Oh, you did? What did you redeem? Let me just, I kind of want to respond to what Sir Wills a lot was saying. But let me just check what you redeemed, because like I said, it doesn't pop in my in-game chat. La la la. I still don't see it for some reason. Hold on. I need to open another window to see what you redeemed because it didn't appear in my OBS for some reason. Oh, right, the mounts. I was like, when you redeemed that, I thought you were just like saying some random stuff. So I'm not allowed to use mounts. That's fine. I can run. I can definitely run. Let me start. What? How many minutes is it? Like 5? Because I choose between 2 and 5 minutes. I just don't remember each and every one of my channel points. I'm just gonna assume 5 minutes. So I'm not able to use mounts for the next 5 minutes. Okay, let's put it that way. To make it easy, I suppose. 5. All right. Okay. Because somebody was redeeming, and I'll try to remember not to use. It's 241 right now. I'll start at like 242. So I'll start to use mounts again at 247 if that's okay. So I'm just gonna use that. I'm just gonna run, I suppose. I do need to go to World of Dragons in about 4 minutes though. Oh, I am supposed to kill mounts. Sorry, hounds, not mounts. Mounts is what I'm not allowed to use right now. I know for some reason I think other people are also killing the hounds. So they're like there seems to be some sort of genocide. Oh, hold on, I lost my chat. Yeah, I'm afraid I can't. You do that, streamer, at least not for the next 5 minutes. Wait, is that my caption? I don't even remember the stuff that I've written down in there. It sounds like somebody said that before. That was like a quote. Was that you? Oh, that's what it says. Okay. Try to remember. I don't think I've written that. That was kind of like the default description. I think. I don't think I'd say something like that. Like, I can't let you do that. Nah, I don't think I say that. But it's probably a default description for that kind of like channel point redemption. But anyway, it's okay. I can just run everywhere. That's fine. I have my ways. Like, as you guys saw, I used a guild boon so that my movement speed is much faster. I could have probably like slotted in Azores, I think, that gives you movement speed in my utilities, but I'm not about to do that. It's only 5 minutes anyway. It's not really that long. So going back to what Sir Wills was saying earlier, yes, I do believe that there's like 2 types of people, right? Introverts and extroverts. Extroverts would not care. they will just like be loud, and they'll be like, if they get a response or not, that's fine. They could always ask their like guild members, I suppose, or maybe if they don't have a very big guild, they'll just like ask in PE, or even like other channels. And then there's the introverts who just like, they will just ask their close friends, right? The people that they know. They will probably not be comfortable in asking people, strangers, total strangers, like in PE. And yes, there are trolls out there too. There will be people, and I don't get this sometimes. There will be people just like sharing misinformation, spreading it, making people believe in really ludicrous stuff. But because they said it and they've read it, there'll be people like myself who would test it out. Like for example, if somebody said there are unbind tokens in Juma bags, right? I don't know because I haven't got any Juma, not just the fact that I don't have Juma bags, but the fact that I've not got any kind of unbind tokens at all. Zero unbind tokens so far, even after like it's been how many days since other people have been getting unbind tokens. I don't know what it is. Seriously, I've got zero from progress rewards. Oh, god dang it! I was supposed to go to World Dragons. Here we go. It should be okay. There should be dragons around. I don't know whether I want to skip like different tunes in order to kill a dragon and then move on to the next one. I'm assuming that people. Oh, shoot! I went on a mount. I'm sorry. I dismounted. Shoot. Do I have to do a penalty? I don't know. The flicking of my arm with a rubber band apparently goes against the terms and conditions of like self-inflicting harm. I don't know. I don't make the rules. Apparently that's the thing on Twitch. Like I can't self-harm myself as a punishment. So I don't know if I continue another 5 minutes because I used a mount just now, or if that's okay. I didn't go very far on the mount. I'm just gonna have to run there, which is gonna be okay. It's still there. I'm not even sure if they're going for a different place. Let me see. I'm into white up on 2. Oh god, I really hate it when people do that. See, there's like some people go, I think I'm gonna have to go to white because this person said white on 2. Everybody's gonna go rush to white now, but it looks like people are going to green. I don't know. I'm gonna go to green. I'm not on my mount, so it's gonna be difficult. But oh, and if you may or may not know this, there is an armor enchant that you can use that'll give you infinite stamina. But I just don't remember whether. I don't think it was the Elven Battle. It might be Shadow something. I can't remember what it's called. But it gives you like infinite stamina for like a certain amount of time, for like 30 seconds or something like that at the highest rank, or maybe even a minute. I don't know. I need going back to it. Weapon enchantments, armor enchantments. I should be getting those. I need to rank those up like soon-ish. But then again, the problem is I don't get a lot of coalesce awards right now because there's no event. Oh god, nobody's here. I could probably solo this, to be honest. I don't know. Are they going to white now? I feel like they're going to white. I don't know. Let's just stay here. Oh, somebody's initiated. Okay, that's good. Let me kind of like heal you up, bro. Maybe not like move around too much so I can heal you. Anyway, I could technically use a mount now because it is 2:47. But if you say no, you're gonna have to do it for the next 5 minutes, I'll do that. I won't use mounts for the next 5 minutes again, Space Gamer. Anyway, I'm moving like too many topics. I feel like I want to address what I was saying, or what Sarah Wills was saying. People are just more comfortable in one way or another, right? Asking, not asking, searching for the information themselves. It may be Sir Wills, if you're still around. It may be that the information is not there. You know, that's why people ask. Like, for myself, for example, I would tend to kind of like find out for myself, either from watching other content creators, searching in Google, for example, maybe even just like asking my guild members or alliance members or channel members from other channels whether this information is true or not. Like generally saying, I get updated by watching content creators such as Northside, Aragon, you know, Galactic Underwear, all these kind of like content creators, Minimi even. I'm not even sure if he does any YouTube videos still. I know he still streams Neverwinter, even though after he got banned and stuff like that, so that's fine. But I feel like most of my information that I get are from people like Northside, people from like Nova, for example. If he makes a video, I don't think he's made a video recently, but that's fine, I suppose. Oh god, this guy's like dying. There we go. Here you go, guy. I'll give you some heals. But you know, otherwise I tend to find out stuff for myself, or sometimes some of my viewers actually PMs me on like YouTube, for example, and they'll be like, "Oh, Spartan, did you know this or did you know that?" And I'd say either no, I don't, and I'll find out for you, or yes, I do, but I find that like that it's not as good as you think it is, for example. But or even from you guys on my stream, you know, people coming in saying, "Oh yeah, you know, there's this thing that's happening," for example, like with the unbind tokens. I think the first time I heard about it was Enyo. No, sorry, no, I don't think it was Enyo. It might have been Northside. I remember, yeah, it might have been Northside was the first one who uncovered about the unbind tokens, and then like other content creators just jumped on that as well afterwards, like, you know, old news. But anyway, I remember that day I was lying on my bed watching like on YouTube stuff to kind of like watch while I'm like about to go to sleep, and the first thing I saw was unbind tokens. Like, that's a real thing. I was like, my eyes just kind of like popped out of my face. And I was like, what? Unbind tokens is a thing now? So yeah, I mean, I feel like it was gonna come sometime soon. I just didn't expect it to be coming this soon. But yeah, as you may or may not know, unbind tokens don't work all the time. It works sometimes. This is taking quite a bit because there's only like 3 of us right now, and nobody. Oh, so they went from black. They're probably on white right now. I don't know if I want to go on my other tunes. Maybe I should, because this is gonna take too long otherwise, right? If I was to wait for an HE in Well of Dragons to pop, I'm gonna have to wait for like an hour each time. So I'm just gonna skip to another tune. I'm assuming that he will have the same quest, because I go from the top, from my main to my other alts, and then like down the line. So I'm gonna assume that this OP of mine has the quest, but hasn't done it yet. Yeah, Conqueror. Oh, he has done it already. Okay, that's fine. We're gonna skip this guy. We're gonna go to the next one, because I really do not want to wait for the HE to kind of like happen at the top of like, not the top of the hour, like at 45 minutes off the hour. So if I can get 2 tunes per hour, it'd be good enough, I think, because I only have like 9 tunes to deal with. Let me just see. This is probably not the best way. Yeah, I see heroics there. So if I can deal with the BHE first, then I don't have to worry about the mini HEs, because you can do those like at any time. It's the BHEs that's gonna be an issue. And by the way, it's time I can use mounts now. I didn't get a response on whether or not I'm penalized and then having not to use my mounts another 5 minutes. So I'm just gonna assume. Oh god, I'm the only one here. Oh, there we go. We got peoples. But I feel like this is probably the last one that I can do before all of the dragons in kind of like Well of Dragons is dead. I could try with another tune after this, but I'm not gonna be holding on to my breath. I just know that there's not gonna be enough dragons to kind of like go around, as it were, because they'll all be dead. Because people are just like so gung-ho when it comes to like Well of Dragons. They just want to kill as many dragons as possible before the timer goes out. And that means like jumping instances, clearing all those 5 in that instance, and then if you can jump into another instance. I think my highest was about more than 10, more than 10, I want to say, because I did skip like I skipped like at least, I don't want to say skip, but I feel like I went to instances like at least 3 times, so a maximum of like 15. But I don't know if I managed to kill 15 dragons in one sessions. Why am I not able to? What? Log out, bro. Change character. Yeah, log out. Oh, okay. Let me just change scenes, guys. I don't want you guys to see my password. Be right back. Password is know how many characters is inside that password. So it's not a very long one. That's why I'm having to change the scenes, guys. Let me just double check on this dude if he has it. Yes, he does. Let me see if I can manage, because I don't think I can. I don't think I have the time. But that's okay. We still got like, say, I want to say about, oh, I panicked. Yeah, didn't think so. It's all right. It's all right. I do have, now it's about almost 3 o'clock, so I still have about 3 more hours before it's the end of, like, before the reset happens. My reset is at 6 p.m. daily, so it is now almost 3 o'clock, which means that I still have, well, I want to say 2 actually, not 3, because at 6 p.m. it doesn't count anymore. It's already the next day. Wait, was I on this guy? No, I wasn't. I was on the other guy, right? I was on my Scourge Warlock. Yeah. I was on my Scourge Warlock and I wasn't able to use a mount. Anyway, carrying on. So that's kind of like what Sir Wilsalot was like covered, I suppose, about information. I feel, again, let me just reiterate. I don't mind when people ask me, like, seriously, what would be considered as stupid questions, right? There is no stupid questions, I don't think. I mean, let me rephrase. You know, that's like related to the game. If you're gonna be like, Lurk what I hate, hey genocidal. Sure. Either way, my man. Either way. But if I ask a question, then he's gonna have to stay, right? It's all right. Let me just say, I appreciate you being here. Enjoy the stream while you eat. Sometimes I'll be honest, when I am eating, what I would do is just go on the streamer's stream, not say anything, and just lurk away, because I feel like how I support a streamer is just by being there. I mean, not having to engage, but just being in the, like, viewership count. That's it. But that's just me. Alright, no problem. Thank you very much, sir. It's been a while, though. It's been a while since I talked with Genocidal. I think the last time I talked with him was when he was streaming Diablo, and he's been and it's funny because he's streaming Diablo more than COD Zombies, which is kind of like his thing. Is he moving to Diablo? I don't know. Oh, good. I get it. Do that a lot more. Yeah. I mean, you know what is funny, and this is general genocidal. I don't mean to keep you. When I go into, like, packing, pack. Oh, you're playing. You're packing both. I was like, Pac-Man playing. Yes. So where was I? Okay, so what tends to happen if I go onto another streamer's stream, I overtake the stream. Let me just explain. It's like suddenly it becomes my own stream, if that makes sense. I control the stream. I control how the chat is going by having topics and talking to the streamer itself. It's not my stream, but it seems like I'm stealing the thunder, per se. So I kind of like realize that sometimes. That's why like nowadays when I go to a stream, I just shut up, because once I start talking, then I steal the stream. I steal the thunder from the streamer. by engaging the viewers, his viewers or her viewers, and then it becomes my stream for some reason. So that's why I keep my mouth shut in the stream. Hey, Jaylene. Hey, hi. Let me just do you a quick shout out. By the way, I don't know. Oh wait, who haven't? Okay, I'm just gonna do genocidals. Shout out first. 1980, right? 1980. Does that mean you're older than me? I feel like you're older than me now. And then let me do a shout out for Jaylene here as soon as that one finishes. Okay, there we go. Yeah. That's that's such an iconic song, isn't it? If you ever played League of Legends, that's like where the song comes from. And I don't know if you are familiar with this group. It's called KDA. It's basically Kill Death Assist. It's actually a Korean kind of like band, K-pop band that is specifically for League of Legends, and they have quite banging like music videos and all that actually, because they are actually in their own right individually kind of like performers. Two of them are Korean, and there's like the other two of the four is like English for some reason. But anyway, I didn't even know that because all I saw was kind of like the digitalized, like the animated version of the band. And you're welcome. And so wait, 1980 is the year of your birth, I want to say off birth. I'm not sure what that means, by the way. And you're not really lurking anymore. You're participating in the conversation, genocidal, which is fine. I just feel like maybe I'm kind of engaging you so much that you can't even eat now. Anyway, guys, it is time for a giveaway. Please win my giveaway. I've made a multiple winner raffle. So if you want to join, what? You're 41? Oh, like what? Are you serious? You're older than me. Hey, Patty. By the way, Patty, it's time for a giveaway. So if you can like join. Let me do your shout outs first though. But yeah, type in ! join to join the giveaway. You're just in time. So there's Patty's. Yeah. Oh, which reminds me, I have to change Cherry's sound alert because I don't know, I feel like it's cutesy, it's anime song, it's K-On, Tenchi, something about angels, but I don't know if she gets it. I know she knows Japanese, but she did say that she hasn't watched that particular anime, so she doesn't get it as much as I do, which is kind of sad. But I think I'm just gonna revert back to her old sound alert, which is what was it? I can't remember the name of the song, but it was from Dirty Dancing. If you guys remember that sound alert. But anyway, yeah, I love to do sound alerts. Oh, nice. Did you make it? Yeah, you got 60 seconds. You just made it. Well, I wouldn't say just made it. You got less than 60 seconds then when you joined. But yeah, please do join as much as possible. The more people who joins the giveaway, the more winners that we get. Like for 10 people who joins, 2 winners. You know, if it's less than 10, it's only like 1. Yeah, well, Jaylene actually just came in, so it's very fortunate. Like I was actually not expecting anybody to come in because usually I don't stream at this time, right, guys? You know, if you know me, if you've been like following my stream, I haven't been streaming like on a daily basis. Oh no, I had to do this quest, but it's gone now. Did we get a winner? Yes, Wiley, Jaylene. Sorry, I keep on doing that. It's Jaylene. Anyway, Jaylene, congratulations, you won. Let me just go on my main so I can throw the die and see what you get. Hopefully it's a good one. My natural 20 is not that great right now because let me just show you guys. So this is the kind of like giveaway, right? This here. The natural 20 right now is just an epic insignia because I can't find like anything good to give away. Like my trash, it may be your treasure, but I value things highly at a natural 20 spot. Unfortunately, I just don't have anything right now that I deem worthy as a natural 20 giveaway. I could give 1,000 gold, I suppose. To me, 1,000 gold is a lot. It might not be a lot to you guys, but yeah, I feel like I don't know. I seriously don't know. Anyway, guys, let's shut up, Spartany. Let's throw the die and see what Jaylene won, right? Hey, is Dr. Dre here? Oh, hi. I thought it was Patty that said she just woke up. It was actually you. Do I have your shout? I don't think so. I don't think so. But you know what? So what? Let's just do you a quick shout out, Dr. Dre, because I feel like I should have made one for you. I feel like because you're always here whenever I stream. So I do appreciate you, and the way I show appreciation is making shout outs for people who are not even streaming a shout out. But do know there's only 40 slots left in kind of like the shout out, the customized ones. 3. Sorry, I was like we're like loading. What was the number just now? It was 3, right? I believe so. And oh my god, I don't have RPs to give away. What is this? I don't have RPs. Okay, I remember because the last time I had RPs, I gave it all to Patty. Right? I gave you all of my RPs last time. So I don't know. Let's just put this Black Stallion here. That doesn't make sense. Let me just put it at the number 1 spot. I think that makes more sense. I don't believe I have any other RPs that are unbound on me right now. Yeah, there's still not a stack yet. There's only like 40, 50. So I'm just gonna leave it. Both just woke up. Yeah, I mean, you guys are pretty late, right? It's like I don't even want to guess what time it is because I know it's like past midnight for you guys. I feel like Jaylene, do I still have you? Do I still? It's not Jaylene in game, right? It's something else. I don't remember. I remember asking you this last time. Am I friends with you? 8 a.m. and 2 a.m. Okay. Oh yeah. I remember that. I remember giving you all of my RPs though. Jaylene, if you're still here, can you give me your IGN again because I forgot. Oh wait, is it? Are we not friends? Let me try doing this manually because I know I'm gonna mess it up. 771. Right. So let me just try and send you these RPs. You won Flawless Sapphires, by the way, Jaylene. I'm just sending it over to you. So hopefully this works. Hey, it works. So you should have it, and just kind of like I don't know if you mind, but I'm just gonna send you a friend request because just in case you win again next time, it will just like autofill my my to field in the mail. So you don't have to accept it. You can reject it if you want. It's just for my own for my own convenience. Yeah, that's it. For me, if you know me, you are considered a friend. Like we are friends. If you know me, you know who I am. We're friends. That's all their like requirements. But yeah, it's just for my ease because I'm not gonna remember every single one of your like everybody's kind of like ad handles. I try, but like my memory, one information comes in, another information comes out. That's how my brain works. I don't know about you guys, but and I do like all these like associations. What I mean to say is like, for example, a memory, I can use a certain song to remind me of said memory. That's kind of like association, or maybe a certain smell, for example. Certain food will be linked to a certain memory. These are what we call associations. So I've actually learned something new. Whenever I'm playing Neverwinter, doing stupid stuff like invoking on all 40 tunes, what I tend to do is listen to a TED Talk. So I don't know if you guys know what a TED Talk is, but let's just say it's a podcast. So so I've been listening to podcasts this past few weeks or so, and I've been learning a lot of things, including one of the things is like dyslexia, which I feel like what I have personally. And there's certain levels of dyslexia. There's like extreme ones where people will just cannot read anything, and then there's like really mild one which I fall in, which sometimes get letters and words mixed up. So yeah. So that's what dyslexia is. People tend to think that dyslexics are people who can't read because like they see things in reverse or something like that, but that's actually a misconception. It's more of our brains just jumble things up, words and letters, and then it just takes us, we'll get there eventually, but compared to somebody who doesn't have dyslexia, it is much faster for them to read a sentence than it is for a dyslexic to read a sentence. That's basically it. So that's why when, I don't know if you guys went to kind of like school and have dyslexics, and or whether or not like your school has like pro dyslexic. So they allow dyslexic people extra time during examinations because that's what it is. Like, we just take a long time to read sentences or paragraphs. That's why we are allocated extra hours, for example, during an examination. And I was just talking about you, Cherry. Hey, hi. Okay, so what's this? Hello, Spartan and chat. What's up? Nothing much. We were just talking about dyslexia. And I actually mentioned you earlier because I was doing like customized shout outs left and right, and yours kind of like popped up because, let me just play it for now. So that's a cutesy anime song that's from this anime called K-On! And I still think Cherry hasn't watched that yet, which is fine. I just think it's kind of sad. Like, actually, Cherry, let me ask you a personal question, and it's nothing bad. I just wanted to know, do you watch anime? I mean, you don't have to answer if you don't want to. I just assume because you know Japanese that you probably learned Japanese just like watching anime, but it's just an assumption. Like, I picked up Japanese from like watching anime, and it got to a point where I could probably watch an anime without looking at the subtitles, but my eyes will always go to the subtitles anyway, even though I know what they're saying, which is kind of funny. We're just so hot-wired to just reading subtitles whenever we're watching things that are of a foreign language, such as Japanese anime. What am I doing again? Oh yeah, minor heroics. So I could do a demonic heroic actually. Let's just do that real quick. I don't even know what I was doing before this. Was I just doing quests just now? I don't have to do quests. No, I have never had the interest. Oh, see what I mean? It's okay though. It's okay. There's no. I was just having this conversation about how I changed your sound alert from the Dirty Dancing theme song to anime, and you were like, question marks popping in your head because you didn't know kind of like what the anime song was coming from. So it's okay. I was saying I need to change it back to Dirty Dancing, I think, because I know it's a cutesy anime song, but it means more to me than it means to you. So I feel like the Dirty Dancing song may be a better fit for you than an anime cutesy song. It is cute. I'll just like I don't know. Okay, so here is where I'm coming from. Whenever I make a sound alert that's customized for people, it's because I feel like it fits for them, right? It's customized for you. The amount of time it took for me to kind of like figure out what kind of like sound alert or song to choose for a shout out can go anywhere from like 2 minutes to hours, literal hours, searching on YouTube what I feel like is the best song. The snipping of the parts might slightly be a part of that kind of like timeline, but it's actually choosing the music that takes a very, very long time. And I felt like when I chose that for you, that was kind of like the perfect song. But it's like you didn't, it's not like you don't appreciate it. It's just that it doesn't make sense if you don't watch anime. You know what I mean? Okay, so for example, let me just do uh, Fies. I know he's not here, but let me just play it so that you can understand. So so if you don't know, this is also another anime called JoJo. It's a very popular kind of like pop culture kind of like anime. Like people know when you hear that song, they know what it is. But it kind of fits with Fi because he watches anime. So anyway, it's your shout out. You do whatever. That's true. That's true. I just, I kind of want to go back to that Dirty Dancing song because I think that fit more to your kind of like character. I feel, but that's just my opinion. It's back to this thing where people have different versions of oh god, Dr. Dre. Actually, Dr. Dre, because of last time you redeemed, but I wasn't able to kind of like fulfill that. I rejected it, and I told you that I'd have like stories, right? The second redeem. What do you mean the second redeem? The first one was rejected last time from the last stream. So it's like, so it's the first one. Oh, so Cherry asked, what is my favorite? I don't know. Actually, I'm okay. Anything that is of an isekai category is my favorite anime. So the things like Overlord, things like I don't remember what the exact title was. It's something around the lines of I went to another world and got life sorted or something like that. And all the like ReZero, for example, all of these isekai, other world, transporting to another world, kind of like anime is my favorite anime. I can't just single out one. I suppose if I want to say all-time favorite, Dragon Ball Z, even though I don't really watch Dragon Ball, the remastered versions. Yeah, Yu Yu Hakusho, I suppose. I want to say Naruto, but Baruto is kind of like causing me to hate Naruto. And then there's like One Piece. I'm such an anime, I don't know, connoisseur, I suppose. I can't really give you any one single anime that I like to. I watch all anime. Like Faraway Paladin, for example. This is all new animes that just came out. Second redeem, second one in the stream. Oh, so you want two stories, do you? Is it? I only saw one though, but you might. Yeah, I think so. Okay. So and you like it spicy, right? The thing is, I really have to filter which stories to tell. Because I feel like if I was to tell kind of like say sad stories, true story, like all my stories are true. Let's just put it that way. So it becomes like, where do I draw the line between something that is true and sad, or something that's true and I shouldn't be sharing in public, kind of thing. The thing is, I had stories lined up. But they're kind of like stories that I've already told in the stream. Maybe you weren't there when I told it, so I suppose that counts. But I don't wanna share the kind of like same stories over and over again. So I'm trying to think of one that's not too embarrassing, but it's still spicy. Was this? Hey, Mr. Toxin, weren't you here earlier, or you just came in? I feel like wait. I might. Oh, so that was. Wasn't it you? I thought it was you. I don't think it was you. I think it was somebody else now that I think about it. Anyway, let me just do you a quick shout out. Oh god, why am I going back to this story? I don't know. Okay. For people who are like easily cringy, do I even want to tell this story? Oh my god, I'm sweating right now actually because I don't know if this is okay or not okay to tell. Let's just say for those people who are easily cringy or they cringe easily, like shut your ears right now because these stories are true and it's super embarrassing. So back in kindergarten, okay, back in kindergarten, I don't know if this is your category of spicy is back in kindergarten. Back in kindergarten, and this is me like maybe 5, maybe younger, I don't know. I remember this. This is kind of like one of my earliest memories. I shot my pants. Um, like literal, shat my pants. So here I was, 5 years old, shot my pants. They didn't have kind of like a replacement shorts at my kindergarten, right? Remember, this is me at 5 years old. So here I was wrapped in a towel because they had to clean my kind of like shorts, and I don't know why I was shirtless as well. I don't think it was like both my shorts and my shirt got affected, but somehow I'm naked, 5 years old, with a towel wrapped around me, right? But that's not the end of the story. So there was a big storm. There was a big ass storm happening, right? While I was still in school in my kindergarten. And we were 5 years old, and like the teacher was like trying to calm us down, but the storm was like, we're talking about winds were blowing, rain, was like, like pouring, and then the lightning. Oh my god, the lightning strikes. It was like boom 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 boom, ka-chow, ka-chow, you know what I mean? It was like so loud. The walls were like vibrating and stuff. And we were like kids. We were like running from one side of the room, and every time it would like lightning strikes, we would run to the other room, other side of the room, and then another lightning strike, we run to the other side. We were basically like headless chickens, and I had a towel wrapped around me, running along with the group like in a towel, basically like totally naked with just a towel wrapped up. So I don't know. Is that it? Is that a good one? I don't know. It's pretty embarrassing, and I'm kind of like assuming people left as soon as I talked about it. Cancel the first one. So that's one story. Another story. No, I don't. I don't feel comfortable telling that story. Not yet. Not yet. I don't know you guys well. Can I tell this story? You guys tell me. No, I feel nah. You know what? Whatever. I'm gonna tell the story. So, so I was in a relationship with this girl for 4 years. For 4 years, we've been together for 4 years through thick and thin. I don't know. Do you guys hear like? Do you guys want me to continue, because it's kind of personal for sure. It is spicy though, I suppose. A short story. Short story. Short story. I don't know now. I don't know any other short stories. I know I said I kind of like had stories prepared for just this occasion. Okay, save it for another stream, right? Because I feel like if I was to tell the story, you might kind of like, ouch. You know what I mean? It's like it's not really something that you want to hear, kind of. I'm sure. Oh really? How short are you? Not, Patty. I don't know what you look like, so I'm having kind of like bits and pieces kind of thing. You're from California, I want to say, or was that Sultan? I'm not sure now. One of you. No, he's from New York. You're from California, so I'm having the kind of like Californian vibe, like what my. Oh, you're 5'2". I'm using the metric system, right? So I'm 165 centimeters or 167, something like that. I don't know how much is that in feet. Oh, is that Minnesota? I've never been to Minnesota. I have been to New York and Newark, but I've never been to Minnesota, unfortunately. Fortunately or unfortunately, I suppose it's unfortunately, because I only had like 2 weeks in the US at the time. I would have liked to go to all the 50 states. I almost said 51 states. It's only 50 states, right? That was a movie by Samuel L. Jackson, 51st States. So that's why I know there's only 50 states in the US. Okay, I'll tell you a short story. Um, do you remember me talking about my sister the other last time I streamed? The one that made me feel sad, like last week. So the same sister, by the way. This is us when we were kids. And my father, he asked me, or he actually specifically asked her to go into the kitchen and get a bread knife, right? A bread knife, so that he can put jam on his toast or whatever, butter on his toast. So what happened was I was there at the same time. So I decided to go and run and kind of like, get the bread knife before her. Got the bread knife, passed it to my father, and she was so pissed. She was so angry because she wasn't able to kind of like get the knife for my dad, that she took another bread knife, flung it towards me, and it hit me right smack here at the back of my head. I don't know if you guys can see that. I think it's like somewhere there. Because I'm bald, you can probably see the scars. It hit me. It hit me right there where the scar is, right? And my biological mother, she fainted. She fainted when she saw the damage, because what happened was the bread knife sliced open my head and she could see the white of my skull. And this was me, I think around 6, less than 10 basically. Apparently I got 6 stitches, and yeah, it's still there. Oh, but it's a true story. Hey Vulcan, if I remember right, your IGN has an I, right? But have you like made a profile pic yet? I feel like no is the answer, but let me try. There you go. I got it, right? I'm pretty sure I got it. You were playing Elder Scrolls Online. So we were talking about ESO earlier, about how I had to juggle between Final Fantasy Online, ESO, and Neverwinter, and they decided to like stop all the other MMOs and just play Neverwinter full on. Yeah, I mean, kids, right? If I had to kind of like extend, I always make this joke that I'm actually a naturally born genius, but because of like the knife wound, like I had a knife wound, I had a blunt force trauma, I had a nail like this long, I suppose, stuck through my head. It went, and that's another story, by the way. I had a nail go through my head, like at the side of my head. I survived, obviously, but because of all of these brain injuries that I have, like that I inflicted on myself, I suppose, I just became normal. Like I lost my IQ, like from my 300 IQ to like whatever is the average nowadays. Yeah, you still don't have a profile pic. I saw. It's okay, man. You can do whatever you want. I just feel like at least I can tell if my shout out is working or not. And it's like not shouting out like somebody else called Jaylene. Remember Jaylene? Well, I tried to type your name. Some other like black girl came up from on my profile on my screen. So it was like, okay, that was not Jaylene at all. Oh, Jaylene. I'm gonna, it's gonna sound stupid now because I completely forgot. Remember I was telling you about me listening to podcasts from TED, right? I actually picked up a few language. It wasn't Spanish. It's a very ancient language, but people still speak, like even currently. But I picked up a few. I can't even remember what the language is anymore. It starts with a K, I think. Ah, God, I don't remember. I practiced it, and now I forgot. But anyway, never mind. Next time you come online and come to my stream, or maybe if I come to your stream, I'll probably greet you in that language, that ancient. I want to say Spanish. It's not Spanish. I want to say it might even be Incan language. I don't know. When are we getting a patch? I'm not sure. I'm just gonna say either Wednesdays or Thursdays. You know how Cryptic is like, so I don't know. Sometimes we get a maintenance on Tuesday. Sometimes we get it on Wednesday. Sometimes we get it on Thursday. But because we're gonna get episode 2 of the Echoes of Prophecy today, I'm gonna assume that it's gonna be later tonight. Yeah, should be, is what I'm saying. But because we're talking about cryptic, we don't know if it's gonna be today, tomorrow, or the day after. You know what I mean? Hispanic, all in Spanish and English. Oh, is it? I don't know. Maybe you've heard about it. They've used it on rap music. You see, so it's kind of like, wow, using ancient. It's kind of like using Latin in a rap song or something. No. I don't think so. I feel like maybe they already ninja like patched it. We already have episode 1, 2, and 3 inside our systems. It's just they need to like flick a switch that switches it on, basically. Okay, so for example, usually we have our maintenance on Thursday, right? Sometimes we don't, because we have one on Tuesday, for example, like 2 days before. And then basically as soon as it clicks 10 o'clock my time, then whatever that was supposed to be on at that way, for example, like double RP, it just goes on. There's no, people don't get kicked out of the servers. There's no patch whatsoever. It just like 10 o'clock and then it's like 2 times RP. You know what I mean? I feel like that's the same thing. It's just that it's gonna be like, I don't know, whatever 1st of November it is for you guys, and then it'll be like episode 2, without any kind of like transition. They won't need to kick anybody out. It just happens. You know what I mean? So then we might not get a maintenance at all this week. Like maybe not today, but maybe on Thursday. But what I mean to say is Echoes of Prophecy is just gonna happen just like that, without having to get any kind of like server interruption, is what I'm trying to say. Anyway, I feel like I've already done the weeklies for this dude. I'm just like, I don't even know what I'm doing, just standing still. I think the storytelling got a bit got in the way, as it were. Dr. Dre, thank you for the claim, and I will probably make that as complete. So I gave you 2 stories. I did have one story to tell, which I'm not too comfortable telling, which I'll probably tell in the future or never at all. Because I really do want to segregate the stories, because they're all true. All of my stories are true, but I just don't know whether or not they're worth sharing. Because I really have difficulty comparing what I feel like is socially acceptable or not. I don't feel like, because the stories are true, I don't feel like what I'm telling is inappropriate. But what I feel is appropriate may not be appropriate for you guys. But by the way, I did tell you 2 stories. The knife one, and the accident, like in kindergarten. So I've already fulfilled your 2 stories. Unless you claim a 3rd story, I don't know. You gotta tell me. You gotta let me know if you claimed the 3rd story. I don't think you did. But I hope that satisfies your kind of curiosity. I'll try to put like other stories. Habibi. By the way, that song by Jason Derulo, I love it. Jabibi? Jababy? Something like that, right? Oh, you did good. Are you down to run demo? Not right now, Dr. Dre. Maybe after the reset later today. Ask me again later today. I probably won't be streaming it, because it's kind of late for me, and my wife will probably most likely be at home later on today after reset. But do ask me later if you're on, and I'll see what I can do, because I generally don't run demos. I just hop on other people that is looking for either a solo tank or a DPS for a demo. But that's just me, I suppose. I'm really lazy. I mean, I used to be so active making like Baby Zerial, for example, or maybe even a Tom, or maybe even, like I said, demo or RTQs. I used to be very active, but the longer I play Neverwinter, I feel like it is much better. I think it's more successful if I just jump into another group that's already scrutinized every single person in the RTQ. Oh, they're like 60k, or this is the best heal that I got, or there's these guys are from my friends list. They just need another tank or a DPS. So as a queue lead, you have a responsibility to actually scrutinize every single member in your team in order to make it more successful. And I hate doing that. I don't wanna like nitpick, like, oh, you don't have enough IL to be in this queue group. I don't wanna not include people. I wanna include, if they meet the minimum requirement, I feel like that's good enough. But if it fails, then it's not fair for my other group members. You know what I mean? As a queue lead, you have responsibility to be the bad guy sometimes, because you want to make sure that everybody in the queue group benefits from that run. You see what I mean? I have no qualms with people not allowing me to be in a Demogorgon when I'm on my Barb, which only has 40k. He meets the minimum requirement, but even I'm not confident as a DPS on my 40k Barb. You know what I mean? And when I get kicked out, that's fine. I don't blame the guy, because sometimes even with like 60ks, it's not successful. You know what I mean? But anyway, that's enough of me ranting. Was that Zariel? Yeah, I mean, we could probably do Zariel. I'm more confident doing baby Zariel because it's really easy. Just tank Tom. I suck at Tom. That's why I don't get into Tom as a tank. Zariel is pretty easy, because most of the time as a main tank, the off tank has to do all the work. Like as a main tank, all I do is just like, aggro. That's it. I'm out of drinks. I made 1.6 million from 3 demo runs. Is that selling those Demogorgons reach, right? It's still selling like hotcakes nowadays. I even saw somebody trying to trade a epic collar for a Demogorgon's Wrath. I'm like, wow, okay, that's like currency. You know what I mean? I give you this, you give me something else that's very valuable. Jaylene, missed you. Didn't you stream yesterday? I feel like Jaylene does stream like on a regular basis. Just that sometimes our kind of like time zone doesn't clash, so it's really difficult for me to kind of like hop in. You're talking about the people that has no debuff or mount. I mean, it's skill. I really suck at Tom as a tank, because the one issue that I have with like solo Tom tank is that I can't get both fireballs. You know that phase when there's like 2 fireballs? Yeah, I just don't know where, sometimes I get disoriented and I don't know where north and south is. And by the time I figure out where north and south is, one of the fireballs has exploded and it's a wipe. So that's why people don't bring me in a Tom unless I make it, I suppose. Oh yeah, I heard about that. No, I mean, I don't need Lionhearts. That's not the reason why I go into a Tom nowadays. I suppose I could get one for my Bard. For my Bard, not my Barbarian. People always get confused between Barbarian and Bard. I don't know why. Alright, Dr. Dre, thank you again for coming by and, getting those claims. And, if you come back, you come back. I think I'm gonna stream for another 2 hours, I think, I want to say. But I do have to go at 5, so yeah, I'll see you if you come back. It's okay. Like, have fun at groceries. Have a nice day. I'll see you around. Let's put it that way. Anyway, what was I doing? Oh yeah, and if you're still around, I don't know if you're still around. If you want, just ask me again after the stream, like after the reset, whether I'm up for a demo or a Zariel or whatever. Let's do something. So I feel like I've already done River District. By the way, guys, for those who are just coming in, basically what I'm trying to do is get rid of all of the legacy quests that are coming in later after reset. And the upcoming legacy quests are River District Heroic Encounters, Wall of Dragon Heroic Encounters, which only happens once like hour. And then it's actually Shadow Mental Adventures, which means that I have to do 5. Let's do Zariel, man. I have not done a successful Zariel Challenge Master. Not even once. I have zero success as Zeratul Challenge Master. I'm not confident that we can do a Zeratul Challenge Master. If I'm the off tank or if I'm the main tank, maybe. Nah, it's true. If you look, yeah, it's true. It's true. Look. Oh no, I'm not even on my main. Let me just go on my main, and I'll show you. I do not have a Celestial at all. I'm just gonna show you my collection because when Zeratul Challenge Master was a thing, it was pretty difficult. I don't get it. I don't get the strats, right? So what happened was, then the next content happened, which means that the Celestial was basically outdated. See, Celestial set 0. I don't have the Zeratul set. Nah, it's not that I haven't been to a Zeratul Master. That's not what I'm saying, Vulcan. It's just that I've never had a successful run at all. And by the time that I was kind of like geared up for it, people have already moved on to the next content. So it became like nobody cared about Zeratul Challenge anymore. Everybody got their Celestial, and besides, Lionhearts at the time was still the best in slot. Yeah, to finish, I suppose. I suppose we could do that, but maybe not like now. Maybe not today, because today is all about legacy quests. I mean, it doesn't matter. For me, getting a Celestial right now is become a moot point. Like, I don't need it because we're gonna get Masterwork 6 and 7, right? I suppose, is the Celestial weapons available to buy right now? Me either, but I've never done any. Yeah, I mean, we could probably do a baby Zeratul, just to kind of like a warm up, and then maybe proceed to do a Zeratul Master. The thing is, I'm a very visual and audio kind of guy. If I don't see the red AOE's on the ground, I'm confused. I become like a headless chicken. I don't know where to run. So that's the reason why I can't do Zeratul Challenge Master, because they get rid of the red AOE's. Zeratul baby Zeratul is easy because all you have to do is avoid the red spots. Oh, is it? I didn't know that. I mean, Vulcan, I have 0 unbind tokens. I don't know what it is, bro. Like, I've done like skirmishes. I've opened endgame chests. Right, I've progressed, like I over leveled, and none of them drops me like the unbind tokens, where people said that you can get it from those sources. Like, I don't know if you can get it from Juma bags. I haven't been farming Juma bags. I doubt that it drops from Juma bags. The one confirmed, the ones that you can get unbind tokens are from progress rewards, like this percentage here. If you get it like 100%, then you get a reward, and there's a chance of getting unbind tokens from there. And then endgame chests, right? I don't know whether that's like, people say Tom. A lot of people who got the unbind tokens are saying that it comes from Tom. Thing is, I got invited to a Tom just now. I said, sorry, no, I'm too busy right now. I'm doing legacy quests. So I basically just like, yeah. But I mean, for me, unbind tokens, like, it's, I don't know. I mean, it'd be nice to have, but the only applications that I can see if I were to get unbind tokens is to unbind my Coalescent Wars and then selling it in the auction house for 1,000,000 AD. But even then, I do need my Coalescent Wars to make my video on how to make weapon enchantments and or armor enchantments to rank 14. So I'm having to hold on to my Coalescent Wars for right now. I only have 3 so far, and I need more than 3 if I was gonna make that video. So yeah, it becomes like I don't need unbind tokens for right now. Oh, they're from every, yeah, I've done Master of the Hunt and I got 0. I've done it, like, I've done so much Master of the Hunts. The character that I was using that to kind of like farm the Master of the Hunt got 100% from 0. That's like at least 20 runs, at least minimum 20 runs. So yeah, and I still got 0 unbind tokens. Maybe unbind tokens just hates me. I don't know what it is. Like, people are saying, oh yeah, I got it. It's like, no, not even one. And it's funny because I feel like I am the person who would benefit the most if I had unbind tokens. Um, why I say that is because it's not really so much for me, but for other people. Like say for my giveaways, for example, if I was able to unbind the items that are bound, right, that I get, that means I'm able to give away those items that are bound, if that makes sense. I don't play Neverwinter anymore, and I have zero to. Well, you know, if you don't play, of course, it's kind of like it's kind of like not even a chicken and egg situation. It's like if you never ask a question, the answer is always no. You know what I mean? You'll never get a yes because you never asked in the first place. It's kind of like the same thing. Like, will you go out with me? No. Okay, at least you know you're gonna get an answer. But if you never ask the like girl or guy out, you'll never know if they will go out on a date with you. You know what I mean? Like I was very notorious back in the day when I was working in like wherever, not even in a workplace, even during school time when I was like in university, when I was in college. I was a very kind of like not a rejection guy per se. I was not afraid to ask any girl that I had a liking to out. Like even if we didn't know each other, like I see somebody pretty, I'd be like, hey, would you, you know, I find you very attractive. Would you like to go out with me? Like not even go out with me. Sorry, that's a bit like jumping, you know, skipping steps here. Would you like to go out on a date? It's kind of like, and they'd be like either maybe or, you know, no, yes, no. But if she shows interest, then I pursue her. If she does not, then I stop being a creep. You know what I mean? Like it ends there. I've already asked her out. She said no. I don't pursue it. I go to another girl. That was me back in the day. Like yes, it's kind of like it hurts. It does hurt when, you know, a girl that you kind of like find attractive to say no to you. But like I said, if you never ask, then you'll never know. The answer will always be no. And I have to say, like most of the girls that I asked did say no, but some of them did end up being my girlfriend in the end. You know, and that would never have happened if I never asked them out on a date at all. You know, if they didn't know I existed. You know what I mean? Because I didn't ask them to go out with me on a date. I feel like Jaylene said something. Okay, so it's replying to Vulcan. Okay, I thought she was like, Spartan, Casanova. Nah, I mean, I was kind of, oh, okay. This is just me probably like, you know, talking out of my ass. But I felt like I was kind of cute when I was younger, and that was kind of like my redeeming point, as it were. I wasn't like rich, you know. I didn't even have a car. I had a driver, but that was my dad's driver who picked me up to and from school. But yeah, I didn't have a car back in the day. I was too young, obviously, to have a license. But when I did have a license, I didn't have a really good car. I had like $1,000 car, you know, at the time. It was like mostly used to throw away rubbish. You know what I mean? It's not exactly kind of like a pickup car, as it were, right? No, like it's not like a Porsche or anything, but it is mine. I did pay for it for myself from my own pockets, you know, blood, sweat, and tears. And I feel that's a lot more kind of like gratifying rather than getting your father to buy you a car. I mean, I'm not kind of like saying that's a bad thing. I'm just saying it's more satisfying to get something out of your own kind of like effort. Like for example, if I was to get a Porsche strictly from like all the money that I get from stream, I'd be showing that Porsche everywhere. Like, guys, I got this by streaming Neverwinter on Twitch. You know what I mean? It feels a lot way better than, you know, I don't know, winning it from a lottery or something. What am I doing? Sorry, hold on. I was supposed to do adventures. Yeah, there we go. Contact other plane. Oh, speaking of contacting other planes, do you guys do I even want to ask this? Do you guys like play around with the kind of like paranormal? Well, what I want to say is stuff like Ouija boards. You know what I mean? Contacting the like, people who has already passed or something. I mean, I don't believe in those kind of stuff, but I don't want to touch it with a 12-inch pole either. I mean, oh wait a minute, Dr. Dre, have you gone grocery shopping already? Like that was quick, right? Or have you not left yet? Like, I thought you would have been gone by now. Anyway, I mean, not to say shoo shoo go away. I thought you had something to do, but it's fine, it's fine. Anyway, going back to what I was saying, you don't believe in paranormal. Now the thing is, I do believe in the existence of the supernatural, the paranormal. I do believe because after all, you believe in God, you believe in the devil, or if you don't believe in God, the devil believes in you. Kind of thing. Um, I mean, if we're gonna go deep dive into that kind of like way of thinking, you could even say that we as humans are evil. Like there are certain things that we have done, like you don't have to say you yourself personally, but we as a human, we as a species have done a lot of bad things, right? And we are capable of really evil things. And I don't want to go deep into it, but yeah, it happens. In the past, stuff happens. We are humans after all, and I'm just saying that we are capable of evil things. I'm not trying to bring anything out of this side of the view. Yeah. So it's like so and it's a plus for me because I have experienced the supernatural as well. In fact, I have this really like sinking feeling that my family, right? Like my family members, my sisters, my parents, my grandmother, my grandfather, all they have the kind of like the sixth sense, as it were. Or maybe that my family is actually a line of like demon hunters or whatever. I don't know. I don't know. I just feel like we have the sense. We have that extra sense, right? And I have, like I said, I personally have experienced this supernatural and paranormal before. So I mean, yeah, if you were to ask me if this ghost exists, I'm gonna have to say yes because I've already encountered on several occasions, if not twice, like at least 3 times in my whole life that I've experienced paranormal activity, as it were. I mean, if you're talking about like the paranormal activity from the movies, it's nothing like that. It's not like people died or anything. It's just that they are kind of like poltergeists, I suppose. The ones that I've experienced anyway. I don't think I've ever experienced a vengeful spirit, because that's the Asian thing, vengeful spirits. Like when we watch like European, I suppose, movies, when it involves the spirits, it's always kind of like the Sixth Sense movie. Yeah, that's a bit tame. Like I did get scared watching it for the very first time, like especially in the tent scene with the little girl. That freaked me out the first time I watched it. But if I was to rewatch it again, I'll be like, yeah, you know what I mean. You don't get vengeful spirits in kind of like not really, right, in the European or American horror movies. I suppose there are, but most of our ghost stories are vengeful ones, right? Oh, I got a follow there. Hey, Nomad, Control Wizard. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, well, thanks for the follow, bro. So, yeah, we were just, I am talking about the paranormal right now, and how my family, as it were, has a sixth sense. Now, the reason why I say this is because, okay, going back to like my grandfather, we have, okay, so I don't know if you guys know this, but I'm kind of like, I wouldn't say I'm upper echelon. I am of the middle to upper class. So my kind of like immediate area right now, like the land dotted around my house, is actually ours. Like up to like, I don't know, acres and acres. Basically, this whole village is technically ours, right? So because this is my grandfather's land, like he owns most, if not all of the land that is around here. But anyway, besides the point, he says that like across that way, there is a village that you cannot see with your like your eye, your just like bare eyes, but there is actually a village, and in that village lives all these like paranormal people. We call them uh what would we call them in Malay? I don't know, maybe genocidal can help me out here. Not orang kilat. Orang kilat, that doesn't make sense. Something like see-through people, roughly translated, because they don't exist in this plane. They exist in a plane that you can't see with the naked eye. They basically just like live there, like us. Maybe even like a split like not instance, dimension, in a different dimension. Maybe they are even people like us, but because they are from a different dimension, we don't get to see them, right? Anyway, Dr. Dre says, I visited the haunted houses and areas at night with friends, but nothing but mice and rats live there. I kid you not, a stone's throw from where I'm sitting is a cemetery. And it doesn't matter which way you go. If you're coming from the main road to where I live, you have to go cross at least one graveyard. At worst, like 3 graveyards, depending on which way you're coming in from. And like I said, like right behind me is a kids cemetery, so which unfortunately my stillborn brother is residing in. Like that's a different kind of story to tell altogether. Was this timeline? Oh, maybe Patty. I don't know, but I actually have encountered those people, like at least or I believe several of them. I don't know. It's a different story. Oh, you're sorry? Nah, that's fine, bro. I didn't even know. It's a funny story because I only knew about him like about 10 years ago, a decade ago, like recently. I didn't even know he existed until like a few years back. I don't even remember who told me about it. It was like, what? I had a brother? Kind of thing. But yeah, he died at birth, stillborn, I believe. Now that I think about it, it's kind of sad because I don't think I've ever visited him in the grave. My bigger brother. I've always wanted a bigger brother. I just didn't know he existed until like 10 years ago. Residual times, it could be anything at this point, Patty. Like, I don't want to risk it. Let's put it that way. I've already bumped into them once before. I'm not going to risk another kind of like encounter. You know what I mean? So, short version of it was we had a house like nearby to that spot to where the village is, and I was there by myself. My sister, who I was living with at the time in that same house, decided to, like, I don't know, just leave me alone. I was home alone basically. Yeah, one day I was just in the living room, was just watching TV. That's like where I sleep, I think. Now that I think about it, I don't remember. And I heard whispering noises. Those kind of like noises you go in like horror movies, like it's like you can hear somebody talking, whispering, but you can't really make out what they were saying, kind of thing. They were like, and I swear, yeah, I was freaking out. I was reading like words from the Quran and stuff. I was like under the sheets, covering my face. I didn't want to see it. I heard them though. Even when I was covering myself under the sheets, I can hear this whispering, and it was like, how when something circle, like 3D kind of like no, not 3D, 7D, 60, 8D, your music, 8D music, 8 dimensions, or even in the cinema when you hear the surround sounds. Yeah, that's what it was like. It was like whisperings. It was going far and then coming close and then going far. It was as if something was flying just above me in circles. And oh god, I'm getting goosebumps thinking about it. I don't know if you guys can see it. Yeah, I'm getting goosebumps right now. It's like that thing was right above me. I can't see it, but I can hear it. It was just like circling around above my head. Oh my god, it's like I don't know. I'm getting chills. Oh, what is this? Oh, it's man. Dr. Dre, what are you doing? Okay, so Dr. Dre has given us a companion to give away. I'm just gonna put this in my bank for when a slot comes out, and then I'll put it in there, right? But it's just gonna be in the pile. 2 minutes left, guys. Which reminds me, I have to do Dragon HE, right? I'm not even sure which one to do. I'm getting like distracted, guys. Hold on. Oh, I'm already here. That's fine. That's fine. This is fine. So thank you for that, Dr. Ray, or AKA Laxative. Thanks for that, and I'll put that in like the giveaway. We'll just like swap the items as more and more people win the items, and I'm having to replace the giveaways. I'll put yours in eventually, if not later on after this. Yeah, Patty, I'm really sorry about that. I'm not sure if there's something I can do about the commercials, because it only affects like people in the US, right? No, that's fine. It's exactly what I tell people as well. It might not be useful for you right now, but everybody still needs AD. And if you are able to like sell it off, like for example, who was it that won the Cold Iron Warrior last time? I don't remember. Was it you, Dr. Dre? I don't remember now. No. I think it was it wasn't you. I think it was it was somebody. Oh, hello. Who's this? Pala Susputo? I mean, I don't know if that's even like a swear word. I don't speak what that is. Is that Spanish? Okay, so it wasn't you. It was somebody on my stream. Anyway, before I carry on, it is time for a giveaway. So let me just yeah, dude, I really don't know what language that is. It might be whatchamacallit, it might be Tagalog for all I know. It doesn't sound like Tagalog. Oh, you want the Cold Iron Warrior, Patty? I don't think it was you. It was somebody else for sure. Anyway, sorry guys. Hey, Decken. Oh wait, was it you? No. It's Haru. It was Harun. Oh God. Esto. It sounds very Spanish. It might be even Mexican. I don't know. I don't speak that. Yes, I suppose I'm a fan of D&D, but only like Neverwinter. I never actually played the tabletop. I mean, I'm just making up what he's saying, like putting one and one together. But I don't actually speak that language. The one with the barrel. Oh, no. That's a drummer. And yes, that's what you won last time. I was talking about the Cold Iron Warrior. You don't... Oh, are you saying, don't I have Google Translator? I do. But if I was to copy and paste that and then like put it in the translator and then come back, or even like, you know, say something in English and then translate it to Portuguese, right? It's gonna take like a minute. So, I mean, thanks for the follow, bro. I don't know if you understand me. I do speak 8 languages, but Portuguese is not one of them, unfortunately. I do like curry pop, I suppose it's called. I don't know what it's called actually in English. Yeah, thanks for the follow. I hope sincerely that you understand English, because I don't have Portuguese. I can speak a little bit of Japanese. I can speak English. I can speak Malay, Arabic slightly. Did I say Japanese? A bit of Korean, bit of Arabic, sana halwa, and a bit of ASL, American Sign Language, like oh God, I forgot. Thank you, I suppose. but you know, otherwise Portuguese. Sorry, I don't know. I don't know any Portuguese, or at least not yet. Portuguese. If I was to choose, German. Sorry, I forgot. My 8th language is Deutsch. I speak a little kleine Deutsch. But otherwise, no. 目はし oh no, it's oh god, how does it go? お前はもう死んでる. Nani? Actually, I have that sound alert. Can I play a sound alert? No, I can't play it from here. Well, we did get a winner, guys, but I just want to play a little bit of sound alert if I can from here. Where is it? I believe it is here somewhere. Hold on. Where is it, guys? I don't know if you guys remembered, but I actually do have sound alerts that you can play. Oh god, please share your identity first. I can't even play sound alerts on my own stream. Are you serious right now, Twitch? Are you really serious right now? I can't play my own sound alerts for some reason. Yeah, we got a winner, I know. But, let me just do this. Let me just try and do a sound alert. It's not letting me play the sound alert for some reason. Here we go. Hopefully it works. Yeah, I don't know why, but nobody plays my sound alerts anymore. It's free to play, guys. You can use your, you don't have to pay bits for it, but nobody does it anymore. Anyway, Patty. Okay, congratulations, Patty. Let me just quickly go to my main because that's where I put the die. And yeah, so I'm an anime nerd, right? I just watch all the animes, right? All of the animes, especially ones that are like modern. I want to say contemporary. It's not contemporary. The latest ones that comes out. I always like, as soon as it comes out, I watch it. I'm subscribed to Crunchyroll, Netflix, Amazon Prime, just to kind of like catch these anime as soon as they can come out, because sometimes you don't have it on Crunchyroll. It's on Netflix. If it's not on Netflix, it's on Amazon Prime. If it's on neither of the platforms, it's on YouTube. You know what I mean? I just crave new anime. So if there's any kind of like anime suggestions, right? You guys wanna ask me what kind of anime you wanna watch, then yeah, I could actually suggest any and every kind of anime. It just depends on what genre that you want to watch. You want fighting ones. Oh, by the way, it's 5, Patty. If you want fighting ones, or if you want kind of like slice of life ones. Oh my god, Patty, you got a stack of blood rubies, like as if you don't have enough RPs, right? But I'm just joking, Patty. Here you go, a stack of blood rubies. So I'm just gonna have to replace. I'm just gonna put this here. I think that's quite a nice spot there for your Staldorf there, Dr. Dre. If you're still around, by the way. I don't know. I think you mentioned something about groceries, but I missed it. So I may have to go back to the chats to go back to what you were saying. Anyway, let me just click on this, take a screenshot, because I love doing this. I love receiving mail from my viewers and from people on like YouTube. They catch my IGN sometimes, and they'll send me PMs through in-game, either PMs from in-game mail or in-game chats, like a direct message. No, that's fine. You can solo away, bro. I mean, do you need help? I don't know if I can be of any assistance right now because I'm kind of busy. Anyway, Patty, that's you. I sent it over. Congratulations. Now I'm just saying thank you for the companion, because I've already put it in the giveaway now. So it's like people can win that. Let me just remind myself. In the next 45 minutes, we're gonna have another DR run. That's the Dragon Run in Wall of Dragons, and I need to do that for one of my tunes, I think. So 340. I'm saving it at 340. So that's gonna be in 23 hours. Oh, it's 4 o'clock already. Oh no, I missed the Dread Ring Lairs at 3 o'clock. Jeebus, what is up with me today? I totally forgot about it. Oh, guys, why'd you remind me? It's okay. This is fine. Anyway, let's go back to my Scourge Warlock, because I'm not done with him yet, unfortunately. I'm like thinking, is it okay that I'm giving away giveaways like every hour? Should I do it more often, do you guys think? Like, instead of having it every hour, make it every half hour? or is every hour kind of like okay? That's like standard. In fact, now that I think about it, I don't see a lot of giveaways being given away by kind of like streamers. Why is that? Am I strange? Am I the only one doing it? I know that. Okay, so let me rephrase. I know streamers do giveaways, but it's only like once in a blue moon kind of thing. They don't do like hourly giveaways, let alone multiple giveaways in one stream. I suppose that's what differentiates me from other streamers. I don't know. It is my kind of thing though. Um, let me give you a little bit of history why I do that. The reason why I have giveaways is so that I can get people to say exclamation mark join. That's the trick. That's the reason why I do that. So that people will say something in my chat. I kind of like force those lurkers who are just lurking to kind of like say something in my chat. Shock and awe, right? I know. That's so, you know, that's so bad of you. Wait, am I even in the right? I don't think I'm in the right. Yeah, this is not my Scourge Warlock. This is my Control Wizard. What am I doing? Anyway, I mean, it doesn't cost you anything to say hello in my chats, and you can maybe win something, but it does help out my stream a lot if you just say hello. Like as soon as you come in, say hello, say hi, and don't say anything else for the rest of the stream. That action already helps me out in the stream. No joke. But yeah, but if people are just like lurking, that'll never happen. They could sit here on my stream and not say a single word in like 3 or 4 hours, which is okay, which is fine. I do that too. But I mean, I have reasons why. Because if I start saying hello in chat, people just ignore the streamer and start chatting with me instead. I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that. I'm not a big name streamer after all, but I am very chatty. And if people know that I'm in the stream, people start chatting with me, I will not stop, because I feel like that's rude of me not to say or reply to people when they're talking to me. You know what I mean? Anyway, Patty says every 3 minutes would get run down by one time. An hour is good. Okay. Hmm? I thought we were talking about ads. You're talking about the giveaways right now, Patty. Okay. Sorry, I misunderstood. Every 3 minutes would get too run down. You mean it'll happen too often? Is that what you're saying? I think that's what you're saying. I'm not sure. I don't want to assume either, but that does make sense. I mean, I did do it before, like every 30 minutes doing a giveaway, only because it was like my birthday or something, right? It was like a special occasion. It's not like a daily basis. Like every time I stream, I do like 30 minutes giveaway. It was actually a special occasion, and I'm thinking of the same thing for the next like my next birthday, which is next year. Obviously, we recently celebrated my 39th, so I will be turning 40 next year, right? So I want to do something big, but I'm not quite sure what yet. I mean, it's gonna happen September next year, so we still got time. You know what I mean? Anyway, I'm not even on the right tune, so I'm just gonna I'm gonna change back to the Scourge Warlock. I'm basically jumping guns here. I did a misstep. I don't know why I went to my Control Wizard straight away. And I'm out of drinks. I'm gonna get thirsty soon, I know it. You're just a puppy yet? What? How do you get to a puppy? What? I don't understand. I don't understand. Like, if you're talking like I'm a puppy because I'm a 2-year-old streamer, I feel like streaming for 2 years is kind of like at least teenage, you know, not quite adulthood yet. But oh, you mean 39 is being a puppy, a young pup? What? Are you serious? I know I look this young, but I'm turning 40, man. That's kind of old. Yes, I will go grab some. I will go grab some water, by the way, because otherwise I'll just get really parched. I'll be right back, guys. I won't take long. All right, I'm here. I think I spilled something. Anyway, yeah. So okay. I mean, yeah, I had a thought about it. 40 years old may not sound old, right? I'll agree to that, but it is kind of subjective because I don't want to make drama here or anything. It's probably just my kind of like own perception, but I'd be kind of glad if I reach 40 years old. So Daly says, I'm not that old. I'm not saying you're old though. I'm not saying anyone's old. It's really subject. You are only as old or as young as you feel. And I'm turning 40 soon, and you don't look 40, by the way, Jaylee. If I can say that, if you don't mind me saying, you do not sound 40 at least. Wait, do you have a webcam on your stream? I don't remember now. No, I see your profile picture. You don't look 40. Yeah, okay. If I may be so bold as to say, you look good for a 40-year-old. Let's put it that way. Anyway, okay. So moving on, guys. Let's not think about it too much. I'm just saying it's subjective because only on Mondays, but why only on Mondays? Because of the I don't know girl problems, I suppose. No, let's not say that. I understand because I have a wife that she takes time to look good, like putting on her makeup. I swear to you, she's got all matter of contraptions and doodads. Like, can I even grab them right now? I don't know. I kind of want to show you guys the things that she uses, right? Let me just grab one thing. And that'll probably explain what I'm talking about. Boo! Do you guys see this? I don't know if I can see because I'm wearing glasses, right? You see what this is? Do you guys know what this is? Let me show you. I mean, I don't want to plug it in, but basically these like all these lights come out. I don't know if it's actually useful or not, but she would wear this and then she will switch it on and it will like lights will come out of these and then it'll be like shining on her face when she has like, I don't know, the stuff that she has on her face. So beauty products, I suppose. I don't even know if actually works or not. So putting it back before she comes out. Sorry about that, guys. I mean, I have to put it back before, like, she finds out I was playing around with it earlier. Yeah. So you can imagine me coming back to bed and she has that thing on, like with the sheets like right up to her neck, and then she's like, you know what I mean? I don't know if it works. I mean, it's funny because I tend to believe in things like these. I have my laser, like a laser device here. I can't switch it on because I don't have AA batteries for it right now. But this is an actual laser contraption. That there is even a warning inside that tells me that I shouldn't abuse this. But basically what I do, like, there's a warning label right there saying that this is a laser contraption, a device. So the laser shoots out from here and I just like stick this up my nose and then it basically energizes my blood cells. It works because I've actually had my blood tested before and after using the device, and I can see kind of like, instead of stacking, my blood cell stacks because I'm a diabetic apparently, or some other reason, which is no good for your blood cells. But if I use that device, it actually kind of like loosens up, and then my blood can flow freer, I suppose. Whatever. So I'm kind of like a sucker for these kind of things as well, and I do spend money on devices like that because what else are you gonna do with your money, right? If you're not gonna like pursue health, as it were. One of the reasons why we tend to kind of like buy these things is because we believe in that they will help us in our well-being. Anyway, going like away from the like what we're trying to talk about right now. All I'm saying is I don't even know if I'm gonna reach 40 years old, to be honest. And I don't want to make that sound like it's like, oh, what are you, are you okay? I'm okay. I might have ailments, like, but not any more than the next person. Let's put it that way. Yes, I do have diabetes, but I mean, it's like, so what? You know what I mean? Um, but the thing, the kind of like my feeling is I don't even know if I'm gonna reach 40. So if you think about it, if it's gonna get dark too fast, too soon. I say, let's just say like my time is like ticking. My time. I don't know about you guys, but I feel like my time is ticking. So it's like, it's subjective. I suppose 40. I will be so super happy if I'm still around at the age of 40. What's this? Did they shadow nerf it? Everyone's time. Yes. But mine more than others is what I'm trying to say. I'm not saying that there's anything wrong with me for right now. But I don't know. I don't know how to put it in words. What was this? By the way, did they nerf the drop on Evernus Hunt trophies? Not more than usual because I do the like I do the tier 1 hunts on Avernus a lot because I'm like doing the transmutes and stuff. I already got my Starfade. I already got my companion. So the next thing that I probably use favors for is to like recharge my overloads, but I don't use overloads anyway. So it becomes like it doesn't really matter. I don't really do hunts and favors anymore, but I might do it in future. With unbind tokens being a thing, and eventually, I mean, they you probably can't do it for right now, but I can tell like from the future, in the future even, that they will make it so that you can unbind like ribcage or maybe you can already. I don't know. I wouldn't know. I can't tell you because I don't have unbind tokens yet. I've got 0 unbind tokens. You know what I mean? I can't tell you if it unbinds ribcage or not. You probably tell me. You know what I mean? But anyway, going back to what I was saying, like I don't know. I don't know. Call it premonition or whatever. I mean, I'll just be super happy if I can get to 40. I have a third of tier 3 hunts. I'm grinding. You mean tier 2s to make a tier 3 because I don't believe there's any more than a tier 3. You can't. Not yet, Dr. Ray. But thank you because I didn't know. But I'm pretty sure that they will make it unbindable in the future. Like they have been saying there's a list, right? And they will get to everything eventually. Like they want a code like every single item. I don't know why they're doing it like that way. In fact, rewind a bit. Why do we even have unbind tokens in the freaking first place, right? Do you not agree with me on this one? I feel like bound to character, bound to account, bind anything was a bad idea in the first place. Why not just let it be unbound? Everything. Just let everything be unbound. I suppose there's implications then. Like what's happening right now of the Lionhearts. Now, so people been telling me, Vulcan I think was the one who said it earlier, that you can unbind Lionheart sets. And the way you could get Lionheart sets back in the day was so that you had to farm. Well, what is it that you had to farm for Lionhearts? Tom? Tower the Mad Mage, right? I believe. Correct me if I'm wrong. Because I feel like, okay, so I believe Lionhearts are gotten or procured from Tower the Mad Mage. So if yes, so Market Hog can take over the exactly my point. Yes, correct. Jaylene, thank you very much. Yes. So I get it. If you make everything unbound, then it devalues it. You're kind of like, oh wow, I have Lion Hearts has become devalued because everybody's got Lion Hearts. Just because they have this, right? They can just buy into anything, and it devalues everything. So I get why unbind or bind things are a thing. But what pisses me off though is now devs have used it as an excuse to milk people off their real life cash buying it from Zen. They can't buy it from Zen right now. They made a mistake. I believe it's not supposed to be available yet, but it is. And they're not saying anything or doing anything about it right now because you know what, it's gonna come out soon anyway, so whatever, let's just let them like grind the dungeons and toms and what have yous to get the unbind tokens, because it's not gonna affect them in any kind of way. All they had to do was key in some codes and voila, unbind tokens. But what pisses me off is the fact that they made it into a cash cow, that they made Lion Hearts available to be unbound. But in order to get like unbind tokens in the future, you have to buy it from Zen using real life cash. That's what my issue with it is. If you're gonna have a Zen item that makes this possible, why not just make the items unbound anyway? You know? Because like I said, you can't get your ribcage right now, but you might get it in the future. But that's just my prediction. I don't know. I'm probably talking out of my ass right now. You know, take everything that I say with a pinch of salt, because I do not know. I do not like kind of like, oh yeah, it's gonna happen. No, I don't know. I really do not know. But the way things are going, is most likely that it will happen. And what am I doing? I just keep on getting distracted. Where am I? I'm in Dread Ring. Okay. So let's see how many quests that I've done. It looks like I may have to go inside a lair, which I don't want to do. Like I see that phantasmal fortress, like, you know, it's like a pimple just like on my face that I just need to squeeze out. You know what I mean? It's like right there. You know when you have notifications on your phone? I hate that. Like I would actually click on like a WhatsApp message just to get it cleared. Like the notifications clear. That's why when I see stuff on my phone, like Facebook, oh yeah, a friend request and stuff like that, I hate it. I can't help myself. I have to click on it just so that it's red and that there's no notifications without even reading it. I just click on it so that it's red and away from my notifications. And it's funny because that's actually, if you watch other documentaries like The Social Dilemma, for example, very good series. Not a series, it's an episode on Netflix, by the way. It's a documentary talking about all this like social networks and the sciences between, you know, why things are the way they are in social media, for example, and the human kind of like psyche. Watch that and you'll be like, your mind will be blown, not literally, figuratively. When I watched that, there's so many things in there that I didn't even realize, and I'm not about to disclose it. I'm not gonna spoil it for you guys. You go ahead and watch it and you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. There are certain things out there that I didn't even know existed at all. It's like it's an actual real thing. And one of the things that was mentioned in that, like I can share a little bit. The things that were mentioned in that episode documentary social media is how they make it so that there's a division between, you know, left and right, you know, race, points of view, flat earth, for example, you know, all this anti-vax. It is actually I'm not trying to get political here. I just wanted to kind of like make you aware that these things happen for a reason. And the reason actually boils down to they just want to segregate people and keep them engaged. What I mean to say is meetings made by Facebook groups created so that these people can come together, fighting with this side and fighting that side, making like stuff like, oh, I don't know, all these movements. It is there to make people fight each other. If you kind of like, look into like the deep dark web of it, like the science, the neuroscience. That's the reason. And these social kind of like networks, as it were, or social media, they don't care about whether you are what your beliefs are. What they care is selling you as an object that you can make money from, and continue doing so forever and ever and ever, without kind of like having the human factor into it. Anyway, I'm kind of like spoiling it as I keep on saying about it. You just watch it and you know exactly what I'm talking about. And it's kind of funny because making you guys watch social media on Netflix actually is kind of like a part of it too. Like that's exactly what they want you to do. And be right back. I need to take meds and make coffee. All right, Patty. Wow, coffee, like I want to say like 3 in the morning. I mean, I wake up 3 in the morning sometimes too, wanting to go to the toilet and etc. But I wouldn't brew coffee. I personally would not brew coffee 3 o'clock in the morning. Not until it's like, oh, I don't know, 10 o'clock, I suppose, when I really want to go and like stay up. Yeah, exactly. I wouldn't want to 3:30. I wouldn't want to make coffee because coffee will just wake me up, and I don't want to be up at like 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock in the morning. I've mentioned this before. Like my wife, she goes to work. Like today, I'm streaming on a Monday because finally, like it's her turn to work in the office today, which means that she's not working from home, which means that I can stream today now. But usually when she goes off to work, even if she's not going off to work, she'll be waking up at 7 o'clock, and then she'll wake me up too. And as I mentioned then, and as I'm mentioning now, I don't like to wake up 7 o'clock or 8 o'clock or even 10 o'clock in the morning. I don't tend to wake up. My body wakes itself up, or wakes myself up at around 9 and 10 a.m. And that is because I sleep late, right? I tend to sleep past midnight, 1, 3, something like, maybe the earliest being 10 o'clock. Right, 10 p.m. That's kind of like the earliest that I'd go to sleep, but usually I'd go past midnight to sleep. And 7-8 hours. So what is that? If I was to sleep at 8, I'd probably wake up around 9 a.m. the next day, right, or later on that day, if I was to stay up till like 1 o'clock, say. So I need my 8 hours. If I was to be woken up, cut short, like 7 hours, like because from 1 a.m. to like 7 a.m. that's only 6 hours of sleep. I need my 8 to 10 hours a day. I need it. So when I sleep only for like 6 hours, I'd wake up for a couple of hours, but come 10 o'clock, I'd go back to bed. I would go straight back to bed because I don't have my 8 to 10 hours of sleep. It helps with my breathing. COPD is going, oh yeah, I mean that. I don't know if you can get that away. Hey Hans, oh shoot, didn't you see which rated you? No, you don't have to, bro. Seriously, it's like, let me tell you a secret though, Hans. The reason why I tend to stream during this time when everybody stops streaming is so that I can get rated. That I can get rated, and the number of views on my like view counter is like 60, you know what I mean, for example. But you know what, I actually love the fact that, I mean, I'm streaming right now, I'm looking over at the counter, and I have how many people are on my stream right now? I don't know actually, hold on. 17. It was 18. I think it was 18 earlier, but it's gone down to 17. And I did that, Oh, you're going off to bed, but let me do you a quick shout out, Hans. Anyway, so that's a bit of a secret actually. I tend to stream when everybody stops streaming, so that I can get rated. I love that. I, I don't know. It's a trick. I don't know. I don't know. You see, okay. So going back to you know, I mentioned this before when you were on my stream. You see that bar at the bottom with the subs? It's still 2 out of 25. Yeah, I know. I love it. I love it too. Um, it's 2 out of 25, and the reason that I ask for 25 subscribers is because then they will allow me to make another emoji, right? Here's the thing, I could have easily gifted 25 or at a minimum 23 people subs right now in order to reach that like 25 goal. In fact, I could probably make it 2 out of 3. Here's the secret. I could make that subscribe kind of counter to 2 out of 3, and the science behind that is, oh, okay, this guy just needs one more subscriber to reach his goal, and then they will sub to you, and it'll be 3 out of 3. And then once I reach 3 out of 3, I'll make it 3 out of 5, so that other people be like, oh yeah, he just needs two more people to sub, so that I'll get 5 out of 5, and then so on and so forth until I get 25. You know, if you see my bar was 24 out of 25, won't you think that people will be more susceptible to actually subscribe to me, right? I don't want to do that though. I feel like that's cheating in a way. It's just playing with your minds, you see. I'll be upfront about it. I want 25 subscribers so I can make another emote so that people can play with the emote. If I don't get 25 subscribers, that's fine. That is totally fine. People can watch my stream for free. There's no kind of like, I'm not forcing anyone to do anything, but it would have been nice if I got 25 subscribers so I can make another emoji or emote. But yeah, I'm being very, very like, you know, for lack of better words, in your face about stuff like that, because I really want people to understand that, I mean, I am doing streaming as a career, but I don't want to get there in the shortcut. I wanna get it with my own kind of like efforts, as it were. Not that people rating me is a bad thing. That is definitely a good way to kind of like get yourself out there, especially if you're like a new streamer. And that's why I like to rate other people who are streaming Neverwinter streams and they only have like say 1 viewers, even 0 viewers. I love doing that so that people will find out who they are and maybe even sub to them one day. Right? I mean, it's funny. It is so funny. Like, I would reject help from people or assistance from people, but I love to give it. You know, if that makes sense. I love to help people, but I don't help myself. Like, I would pay subs to other streamers, but I don't give subs to my own stream, if that makes sense. What is that? Like, I don't think it's altruism at all. No, I don't feel like it's kind of like, do I deserve it kind of thing? I don't know. I don't want to make people guilty, like they don't want to sub to me or anything, but they will sub to other people. That is not all what my stream is about. In fact, I want people to know that if they come to my stream, they can chill, they can like, you know, have a conversation, hear a story, for example, you know, just watch me play the game, which I'm not doing at the moment right now because I'm talking. Yeah, so enjoy playing the game and enjoy the game that I like to play, you know, or maybe even learn a thing or two that is nowhere like anything to do with the game, which tends to happen is actually. Hey, you did miss a couple of stories, by the way. A couple of stories claimed by Dr. Dre earlier. I'm looking at my board because apparently I was to do these 3 quests. Oh, it's not Underdog. Oh, hello. Patty, what? Patty, thanks for the sub, Patty, but seriously, you didn't have to do that. But I do appreciate it. Thank you very much for that. It's I feel guilty now because I kind of like, am I guilt tripping you guys to sub to me? Please don't. Like, if you don't have to. I was being serious what I was saying about it. It's just I don't know. Let's just say thank you, because I learned. Like I told you, I I watch TED Talks or I listen to TED Talks, and when somebody does something nice to you, you just say thank you and shut the f up. That's it. Because anything else that you say, whoever said that, whoever ran that TED Talk was good. I don't remember whose his name was because I listened to like I want to say hundreds of TED Talks by now. Whatever you say after that, it becomes like devalued. You know, it doesn't sound sincere. So I just want to thank you, Patty, for that. Seriously, you didn't have to, but thank you. Oh wait, Patty didn't. You gifted. Oh, okay, so I didn't see that. Thank you so much, Hans. I mean, I know I still follow you, right? No, I mean, I still sub to you, right? I'm pretty sure I'm still sub to you. I don't know now that I think about it. Oh, funny thing actually about Halloween. My sister was born on the Halloween, like on the 31st of October. And I've yet to greet her actually. It was yesterday. And there was like food. I suppose there was a birthday cake. I didn't even know she was here when it happened. So yeah, I probably have to greet her, like because of COVID. Basically because of COVID right now, households can't mingle. Like even though they're my sister, my siblings and stuff like that, but because they are living from a separate household, and we are under lockdown right now and like curfew. Oh, there's my alarm. There goes my alarm. There she blows. Okay, so I have to do dragon runs in about 5 minutes. But yeah, thank you, Hans, for that. I mean, again, you didn't have to, but thank you so much for that. In fact, one of my claims used to be if you claim 25,000 points, which is roughly you watching me every time I stream for like a whole month, you get a sub for free. But I feel like that's cheating as well. I feel like giving away subs is cheating. Like I can give away 25 subs right now as we speak, and reach my goal of 35 subs, but it becomes I paid for it. You know, it's the same with the unbind tokens. I bought into it. I did not get it through sheer effort. You know, it becomes devalued somehow. I want to get to partner, guys. This is a serious thing. I do want to get to partner as a streamer, as a content creator, but I don't want to pay out. Pay out. I don't know what the word, like pay into it, I suppose. Sorry, I'm getting distracted again. Wild Dragons Heroic Encounters, which I've done. So that's done. River District. I can't tell if I've got River District. No, which I've done, which that's fine. And then finally, Shadow Mantle Adventures, which I don't think I have done yet. No, I have. Oh, good. I basically have done on this guy. He does have a lot of legacy quests to do, but we can do that after we've done all of the other tunes. They're like three legacy quests, if that makes sense, guys. Because I do want to get it done on all of my tunes that I play. I've got 9 tunes that I do legacy quests on. And the reason why I'm doing those 3 particular quests first is because as soon as it resets later, it is Monday today. Monday resets, you get the new weekly quest, and that includes legacy. So if I was to do, even if I have like 20 quests on legacy, if I don't do those 3 right now before reset, I'm not gonna get 3 more legacy quests, if that makes sense. In Minnesota, I remember. I remember. It's you know, I wish. Wait, okay, guys, kind of like outside the box here and like derailing here a bit. Would that be intrusive if I had like details of each and every one of you? I made it sound so, what's the word I'm looking for here? Evil, not evil. Like what? You're getting my information? You know, details like, for example, Patty lives in Minnesota. You know what I mean? She likes her coffee 3 o'clock in the morning. These are kind of like the information that I have not written down, by the way. All of this is like in here in my brain because I like to know every single one of my viewers, like especially the people who come into my streams all the time. You know, it does get a bit difficult because my kind of like memory is fuzzy at times, at best, I want to say. But is there a difference? Writing it down and then having it all in my head, is that really a difference? I suppose so, because if you write it down somewhere, be it like a spreadsheet or on a piece of paper, other people can read that information, right? So it becomes like a moral issue where the information that I've acquired from like normal conversation between the two of us, I suppose, or me and the viewers, are kind of like the relationships I've developed over time, right? As opposed to some, like say my wife for example happens to see the spreadsheet or see the piece of paper that I've written all these things down, and without even knowing who you are, already knows that you like to drink coffee at 3 o'clock in the morning, or that you live in Minnesota, or that you have two grandchildren. You know what I mean? It becomes a moral question, isn't it? Um, yeah, this was kind of hard. It's very sad. I feel like there's a conversation here of like no idea what's going on about, and it is time for a DR. Wow, there's a lot of stuff here. Summer is kind of sad, I suppose. Sag, so it's a Sag. All right, Hans. Okay, all right. Good night, Hans. Sorry about that. I'm just blah 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 blah. What's this? It's very sad. What's very sad? Oh, it's cold there. I don't know where Dr. Dre, aka Laxative, is from, though. But yeah, if you guys want to run stuff together, in fact, I've thought about this. I have had this idea in my head for quite a bit of time. I want to say not quite a bit of time. I've mulled over this idea for a while. Oh, this guy doesn't have it. I want to make a channel, like an in-game channel in Neverwinter. Um, and I know there's a lot of channels out there, but it's always been, oh, you're from what? Algeria. Oh, okay. Oh, you're in France right now. So I want to say hello, but I didn't study French. I want to say bonjour. Bonjour, monsieur. I didn't study French. That's basically all the French that I have in my head right now. I don't want to make fun of French people or anything. I just absolutely love to learn languages, and I kind of wish I know more. 8 is not enough. I want to know more. Let me just try and grab all this. Bonsoir. Bonjour, bonsoir. Hi, you gotta love the French because they have this accent, right? I mean, I went to France for a holiday, not a honeymoon. I don't think we went there for a honeymoon. We went to Macau for our honeymoon, like after we got married. But we did go to France. It was before we got married. We were in France. And oh god, I'm going the wrong way. And yeah, it was like there's this stigma of like people not liking foreigners. French. I mean, I think not to point fingers here or anything, but okay, let's just say it generally. Like there are other countries that I would feel are very racist towards, say, foreigners. Like deep-seated hate for foreigners. I don't know why. Like I don't know you, dude. Like, why are you angry towards me? Like, why are you like violent towards me? But I've heard stories where people are getting spitted on, you know, stuff like that, horror stories like towards foreigners. But thankfully, when I was in France, none of that. Like, I didn't hear like French people are aggressive towards tourists or foreigners. I have heard that they hate it if you speak anything other than French if you are white. But when I was there in France for like the 2 weeks that I was there, I don't see those kind of like, hate towards foreigners. Then again, I didn't see any, like, a lot of foreigners or Americans in France at the time. I visited a family friend in France and got stuck because of COVID. Wait, so you were not in France because you want to, but because you are stuck there. Is that what you're saying? Are you kind of like Terminal? Was that movie with Tom Hanks? But instead of stuck in the airport, you're stuck in the country. Like, that's so bizarre, bro. Like, seriously, is that what happened? Like, you you literally just visited your family and now you're stuck in a country that you don't really want to be in. That is some movie. Oh wow. Oh wow, Jeebus. Wow, man. Wow, that is like, I don't know, bro. That is like movie. That's like the stuff that happens only in the movies, kind of thing. Your life is a movie right now. Wow. Like, I mean, I'm sorry that it happened, but wow, you know what I mean? It's like, it's just wow. I just can't like wrap my wrap my head around that fact that you're stuck in a country you didn't really even want to. Mm. Because okay, so here's kind of like the situation in my country. We have a lot of foreign workers, okay, mostly like Indonesians, for example, and because of the COVID, they can't extend their work visas, and they are basically bit by bit, like whatever, like a couple people, like per plane, however a plane, how many people that they can put in a plane, like, a plane at a time, back to Indonesia, right? Because we basically don't let people into the country, but we send them back home. And it's kind of sad because now you get to this problem where that we don't have a lot of foreign workers in the country. I know that kind of like sounds kind of sad. Not really. Maybe for the foreigners, because sometimes they just want to go home, right? They finish their contract. They're usually like 2 4 year contract, something like that. They just want to go back home, right? And for some, that's a possibility. For others, not so much. And for example, my tenant, like the one that lives in my house, my rented house, they he's having to go through issues because he can't make money in my country right now because we're having a lockdown and curfew and stuff like that. Not a lot of people are feeling safe about buying food, for example, from another person. They are much more willing to buy groceries and then make the effort of making dinner instead of taking it out, takeaways, going to the restaurant, take away food, and then eating dinner with the family members. They feel much safer to just you know make their own dinner. And that's I suppose doesn't affect most, like all families. It does affect some families, especially like fathers, and mothers, parents that are too busy to make dinner, for example. So it's kind of sad that way, I feel. um I mean, I suppose in the 2 years that the COVID has happened, almost 3 years now, I think, right? COVID, coronavirus, December, December of 2019, right? That's what COVID stands for. But I feel like it not so much December as November, right? Because apparently, hey Harun, we were just talking about you, bro. I mean, not talking about you. I think you won the Cold Iron Warrior last time, right? The giveaway. Let me just do you a quick shout out, by the way. I know it's the standard one. There we go. But you were the one who won the Cold Iron Warrior last time, right? And then sold it for 3 million, right? Right? Yeah. So I remember because I was like, who was it? Like Patty was like saying, "I want the drummer." Like, no, no, no. Yeah, I know you want the drummer. I'm talking about the Cold Iron Warrior. So it was you, and you did sell it, and you managed to sell it for 3 million AD. So now the reason why we were talking about that was because Dr. Dre gave us a companion, a Staldorf, I think his name is, to give away. So as people win my giveaways, then it will be replaced by something else. So anyway, but the thing is, unfortunately, I don't have a lot of things to give away, and in fact, we will be ending the stream in about 7 minutes, guys. I'm sorry. I did stream earlier than usual. It did kind of like start slow, but we are getting to kind of like the 2 digits viewers, so that's kind of fun. That's kind of fun to me because it's I know it's really late for you guys. What are you doing here? You should be sleeping, guys. But anyway, and I do love to give away things because I can. I feel like sorry, was it Scourge Warlock that I haven't done? I'm gonna have to go to Scourge Warlock just to double check, guys. I'm basically okay. So for people who are just coming in, basically I'm going through all of my 9 tunes that I do legacy on, trying to do these 3 quests, 3 legacy quests: River District Heroic Encounter, Well of Dragons Heroic Encounter, Shadow Mantle Adventure, which is like 5 quests from the Dread Ring. So I'm going through as many tunes. I've got 9 tunes that I have to do legacy on. So I'm going through all of them and look to see if any of those 3 are not yet done. Because once it's reset, which is in about an hour and 5 minutes, then we're gonna get those 3 quests again. And if I haven't done it, basically it's gone. The chance of being able to do it again is gone. Basically, I would lose about 15 Heroes Medallions if I don't do it on that particular tune before reset, which is gonna happen in an hour. But yeah, I don't think I'm gonna be streaming anymore after 5 because I do have to go and prepare for like the Prayer Slayer. And I've got a mental block at Tyranny of Dragons Adventures, which is not the next one. It looks like this one is clean. Alright, so yes, he does have legacy quests, but I don't have to kind of like focus on that for now. And because the next hour is gonna be the new reset, right? I won't be able to do Well of Dragons anymore. Even now, even if I wanted to, there's no way for me to get. Oh wait, no, I can. 5:45. Yeah, one last one. One last hurrah before it's the start of the new kind of like week, as it were, the weekly reset. But unfortunately, I don't think I'm gonna be around to do that though. Even if I say that, there's probably no chance of me being able to do that before like the last dragon run in Well of Dragons, because I have to prepare for the Prayer Slayer. Shadow Mantle Conqueror. Nope. I did do this one. No, not this one. Sorry. Oh, I already did the HE on this tune. So that's done. Well of Dragons is done. Shadow Mantle Conqueror Adventures. I don't see Adventures, so that's done. And River District. Again, I don't see it. So, okay. So this guy is clean. Next. I still got like, I want to say 4 more tunes. I'm not sure. 3. TR, CW, and my Bard. So, yeah, not too bad. Not too bad. Like, once I cleaned all of my tunes, like on their kind of like legacies, then I can go back to my I want to say DC, but I think I feel like I've already done all of the legacy quests on my DC already, so I don't have to go to my DC. Yeah, so I don't know, guys. Is that impressive that I have to like juggle 9 tunes at the same time? I don't know. I feel like that's normal for me. If you've been playing this game for as long as I have, you've got a system going, you know. And I suppose it's best practice. I don't know if it's a best practice, because the thing is, I've got most of my day, 7 days a week, to play video games, right? I can't do that. I can do that because I don't have to work. I earn my monies from other sources. other than streams, other than like my rent, I suppose. Um, what else? How else do I make my money? Selling stuff, I suppose. Let's just put it that way. I sell stuff to make money, and no, they're not illegal. They're legal ways of doing, selling stuff and making money. It's that kind of like, I want to say Trinity. Is if you have the time, you don't have the money, and you don't have the energy. If you have the energy, you don't have the time, you don't have the money. But what did I say? If you have the time, then you don't have the money, then you don't have the energy. I don't know, something like that. You can only have at most two of the three things. Oh, you guys are chilling in Avernus? Nice. Like okay, so good luck with the drops. But oh, by the way, I don't know if this is kind of like sound a bit, you know, plug. Like if you want kind of like tier 2 lures, I got some for sale. Now you know what? You let me know if you guys need anything. Let me know. I probably have it. Maybe not so much as like chains and stuff like, but maybe I do have stuff that is lying around collecting dust. And if you may or may not need it, and if you need it, like I'll just pass it on to you guys if you want. Sure, no problem. Oh, you're not doing hunts, but you are in Avernus. You mean you're doing the insurgency? I want to say. I know. What else are you gonna be doing in Avernus other than hunts, and other than insurgency? BHEs, I suppose. Juma bags. Are you doing Juma bags? Like I know. Was it you? Dr. Dre was suggesting how you can make your IL is from Juma bags. Like you said, ape. Oh, you're doing treasure map. Okay, but wouldn't it be better to do it during 2 times RPs? Maybe. I don't know. Like okay, so I'm thinking up of a new video, and for the longest time, whenever I make my videos, they are of 1 hour long videos, and some people like it, some people hate it. The problem with my videos is that I explain everything from A to Z. So instead of having like different videos talking about, say, one video talking about RP, another video talking about gold, another video talking about, say, marks and stones, I repeat the same information on every single video that I have. So instead of doing that, my kind of like thinking nowadays for future content is that I will have a video about RP, a different video for gold, a different video for, say, marks and stones, another video for coalescent wards and preservation wards, and then talk about whatever. Like for example, collars. So how do I get collars, right? That's the title of the video, for example. And what you need is insignias. But instead of explaining about insignias, mount collars. So instead of explaining about how you can get insignias and RPs and gold in order to make mount collars to mythic, for example, I'll have a separate video that links to that video, if that makes sense. Like I will have a link to a video talking about RP. I'll have another link to in that video a link to talk about the video of how to get insignia powders, and then I'll have a separate video again for, say, gold, But so that's the thing. My video may have a different topic, but anything that's related to it in terms of like, say, RPs and insignias, I will link it to a different video. You know what I mean? So instead of having an hour-long video, I'll have a series of videos that you have to watch this video first, and this video before you watch this video, because otherwise you won't have the RP, you won't have the gold, you won't have the insignia, etc. If that makes sense. yeah, exactly. Because if you look at my YouTube videos, they're all 1 hour long videos, maybe even more, because I'm having to repeat myself every single video. So that's kind of like my thinking. I haven't done it yet. I will be doing that soon-ish. I don't know when. I'm super lazy, guys, especially when I'm making videos for YouTube. I tend to just like cut and paste the videos that I do for my streams. Like for example, what I did just now about explaining about how the YouTube video, I could probably cut that out from the stream and then post it on YouTube, so that moving forward, like from this point on, I will have separate videos for different topics, you know, because that's just how lazy I am. I don't really do edits. I just cut and paste, cut and paste, cut and paste. You know, this is where I start my recording. That's where I end my recording. Yeah, exactly. Like that is a, if not the best way to make gold for right now. But I've already explained this earlier in my stream, that it takes me about 5 to 6 hours to do leather visors on 20 tunes to get 1,000 gold every single day. It is still one of the best ways to get gold, but it just takes so freakishly long. And excuse me. And the reason why I don't do it anymore as well is because it starts to hurt my fingers. Like I actually physically get hurt doing those click 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 click, like for 5 to 6 hours every day. I just couldn't do it anymore. I just can't. Like I would be more inclined to start using auto clickers, which I don't want to do. I feel like it is against the terms of service for Neverwinter. Like it might not be, but I'd rather not risk it, because I've invested so much time, so much money, so much effort, made a name for myself on stream, on YouTube, doing Neverwinter content. You know, I don't want to risk losing all of that 8 years of effort by using an auto clicker. You know what I mean? Yeah, I can easily get 100, but the thing is, I spend about 1,000 gold almost every other day. You see, so in order to make up for it, I have to make 1,000 gold every day. What am I spending my gold on that I have to spend 1,000 gold almost every other day? Well, you'll find that out in the future. Let's just say I got a surprise. I got a big surprise, but not. I don't want to reveal too much. It does involve gold, lots of it, but you won't be able to see the fruits of my labor until something happens, and I don't think it's gonna happen anytime soon. Shh. Yes, it's gone, but shh. You're spoiling it right now. I mean, I could have just like say no, it's not, but it is. I'm being upfront. But yeah, it does take a lot, a lot of gold, man. Like basically, I'm spending about 500 gold every day, basically, right? Every other day, every 2 days, I'm spending 1,000 gold. It takes about 500 gold every day. It's ridiculous the amount of gold I have to spend. So I have to make up for it by making 1,000 gold every day. And it's not working. And it's not working because I can't click anymore. I just can't. I just can't. Maybe when it's like closer to the time that Gond happens, I suppose. I don't know. I'm not gonna reveal too much. But yeah. So when it happens, and I'll reveal, and I'll just like I'll just reveal everything, guys. It's just that I don't know if it's gonna work yet. I'm gonna have to wait until it happens, then I'll know if it'll work, and I'll make a video of it and I'll explain what I've done. And then you might be thinking, wow, that's genius, or that is super stupid. I don't know. We'll see. We will see. So if you were here on my stream like then, when during the Gond, was it smart of me to spend 2 million AD on like, the whatchamacallit, the grommets? I want to say yes. I want to lean towards yes. But because I wasn't prepared for it, it wasn't that great. It could have been much better. It was okay. Oh, by the way, Dr. Dre, if you're listening in, you're not watching right now because you're in Avernus and stuff doing maps. If you're listening in, I already spent all of my 3 stacks of preservation wards. No, they're gone. They're all gone. Yeah, I got three full, two and something stacks of preservation wards. They're all gone. I spent it all. As soon as Sabella was working as intended, as soon as she starts selling her marks and stones properly again, I used all of my preservation wards. I do not have a stack. I don't even have 10 preservation wards on me at all. I don't think I used them all because I made the bondings, and I did make 12 million AD so far, but I feel poor. 12 million is not a lot to me. I could have had more. And what's sad is that I have the RP for it. I have maybe the marks and stones for it. I just don't have the preservations for it anymore. I've used them all. And yeah, because of that, that I don't have preservation wards, and there's no other way to get I have 3 coalescent wards, right? I have 3 coalescent wards. So if I was to have free unbind tokens, for example, I could sell my coalescent wards, the 3 coalescent wards that I have, for 1 million AD each, for example, and then buy a stack of preservation wards and then repeat the whole process. But the thing is, I do need my coalescent wards to make the video on how to make weapon enchantments and armor enchantments to rank 14. It is, and I'm glad that I do have 12 million like in my shirt. Like, I'll show you. I don't know if you're watching, you can see. You're chatting in the Steam chat, so I'm assuming you're looking at the screen. Here's my 12 million AD. Right? Here is my 12 million AD. And here is my 16 million AD. 16 million? 3, 6. I always do the 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, and something. Right? Almost 16 million. I want to say 17 million AD. I'm not going to touch these, obviously, because I'm waiting for the Zen to go through. So I have more than 12 million, to be honest. But I still feel poor. Because you can buy, like, okay, so mark weapon, Masterworks 6 and 7. The recipe is gonna take 1.5 million for each, I heard. From if Northside's video is to be believed, it's gonna take 1.5 million AD, and then that's it. You know, 1.5 million AD for per recipe. That's basically 3 million for both mark weapon enchant. No, maybe not even. Like, there's what? How many professions do we have? 7? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So there's 7 professions, and it's gonna cost 1.5 million AD per recipe. That's more than 7 million. Oh, hey, Fair Puppy. Let me do you your shout out, Fair Puppy, and welcome to the stream again. Welcome back. Let that play. I feel like, is it playing? I don't know if it's playing or not. I can't hear anything. But it did work. I think it did work. Yeah, so how much Zen? 0. Like, I only got, oh, well, I mean, if I was being honest, I got 700 Zen from when the 2 posts went through. So my 2 posts went through. I bought the battle pass for free, right? That was 5,000 Zen ish, right? I had 20% off, so it was more than. Oh, thank you. Happy Halloween to you too. Like, we don't celebrate Halloween, but my sister's birthday is on Halloween day, or on Halloween, if that makes sense. So yeah, thank you. Anyway, what was I saying? So I did have 10,000 Zen. I bought the battle pass for X amount, 5,000, and then I stupidly bought. Well, it depends on which side you're like looking at it from, whether or not me buying a VIP and 50 keys with the other 5,000 Zen, if you know what I'm talking about. And luckily I did get a Noble Pegasus from the 50 keys that I bought the pack with. So, yes, if I didn't get the Noble Pegasus, then it was a stupid idea. But because I did get a Noble Pegasus, which is unlocked for all of my tunes in my account, then it was a good idea. Was it worth it? I was thinking of getting that for my account. Yeah, I mean, Dr. Dre, so you may or may not know, I did spend $3,000, 3.5, maybe 3.6 thousand real life cash into the game already as of current. You may or may not know that. I mean, now and then I buy a $10 VIP. You know, depends if I don't have Zen. So you know, that's nothing. But because I've been playing for 8 years now, it kind of creeps up on you. So 3.6 thousand dollars worth of kind of like Zen, I suppose, has been spent so far. Was it worth it? I don't know. I suppose so, because it's, you know, whatever you do with your money, that's up to you. And if it makes you happy, then it's worth it. I want to say that's probably me, Spartan the Whale, talking. Woo! $3,500. Anyway, besides the point, that was over an 8-year period, or going 9-year period, I suppose. Yeah, no, I wouldn't spend. I want to say I wouldn't spend anything more than that amount, $60 on a AAA game. But the thing is, I don't know if you know this. Let me just share with you. Let me just swap the scene so you can see what I see. And I may have already shown this to you guys before. I don't know. Where can I see this? Can you see it? I don't know if you guys can see it. It says 840 games on my stream. On my Steam, not my stream. My Steam. You know, Call of Duty, Call of Juarez, Call of Duty Modern Warfare. I'm pretty sure I've got Assassin's Creed in here somewhere. Like all of Assassin's Creeds, which I've never played. Like I've got Syndicate, Chronicles of China, Assassin's Creed Rogue. You don't see any hours played because I don't play Armor 3, AAA games that I've never touched, because all I play all day is Neverwinter. You know, I've got I'm pretty sure I've got The Witcher here somewhere, Darksiders 1, Darksiders 2, Definitive Edition, whatever, War Master Edition. I've never played any of these games. They're all AAA. I'm pretty sure they're awesome games. Dead Space 2. I'm pretty sure I've got Dead Space 3 in like the other platforms. Destiny 2, the free version, by the way. This is the free version. I got Doom. I've never played. You know, this is ridiculous, right? I spent money on these games and I've never even touched them. Like, I mean, I played this. Obviously, you can see there almost 15 hours of playing. But I mean, Far Cry 3, 4, you know, all these AAA games that I've never played. What's wrong with me? Like, why do I buy these games and I never play them? I don't know. Maybe one day when I pass on from this world to the next, I will bequeath this Steam account to somebody who will appreciate all of these games. You know, I'll put it in, like, I mean, I don't have kids, right? I don't think I'll ever have kids, so I can't bequeath them this account. But maybe one of my real life friends, you know, for free. Obviously, I'm not gonna need it when I pass. But serious, Sam, this is so ridiculous. I've got over 800 games. Sorry if I'm flexing, guys. I just wanted to kind of like make you understand, like, games and me is like this. How many hours on Neverwinter? Actually on Steam it says something else, but on in-game it says I'm not on my main, sorry. It's something almost a year, 364 days, I think. I'll have to go on my, was that put on the Steam raffle? No. No, you gotta understand, I feel like all of the sum of the games I'm pretty sure it's thousands and thousands of dollars. I wouldn't be overreacting by saying or overestimating it as thousands and thousands. I mean, my rig is 4 and 5 years old. It's already 4,000, and that's just my rig. I haven't even included like the games, right? And I'm gonna spend another 5,000 on buying a new rig by next year, January 2022. I'm gonna buy a new rig, and I'm gonna spend at least 5,000. And who is that, by the way? Oh, Mordecai. Hey, welcome back, Mordecai. Let me see if I feel like I don't have your stream. I mean, I don't have your customized shout out, but I do appreciate you, Mordecai, for coming in and saying hello.
What is your profession?
Oh. Did I forget anybody's shout out, by the way? I don't think so, right? So far. I did one for Fair Puppy earlier, I believe. But let me do I want to go to my main? Not yet. Oh shoot. It is time for a giveaway. Guys, why? Okay, guys, it is time for a giveaway. I hope people are awake because yeah, I'm gonna have to stop the stream. Actually, now that I think about it, it is way past my time to stream. I was supposed to be gone 20 minutes ago, but I can still do a raffle. And yes, I will be going on my main because he has the die on him. Guys, go join. Hey, Jaylee, you're still here. I'm surprised. I thought you were away. You were like, quiet. So, Jaylee, how are you doing, by the way? Happy Halloween. By the way, happy Halloween to everybody. I know it's kind of like belated and all, but the thing is, I don't celebrate Halloween. I don't know. Do I want to wear the bear hat? What can I use as a scary Halloween kind of thing? I don't have anything scary, I don't think. What's scary? I don't know. I don't think I have a mask or anything. One of these days, I will buy like these hats and stuff because wearing the bear hat all the time I think is kind of boring. And yes, thank you. What's the thing? Oh, nah, it's my wife's stuff. I don't want to touch it, to be honest. I just wanted to show you guys her things. But woman and their beauty products, right? I don't know, am I bad to say that? I mean, I have face wash sometimes. I don't use it. I have pomade for when I had hair. Obviously, I've shaved it off recently, like 2 weeks ago. Beauty mask. I know, right, Jaylee? That's what I'm saying. What are you doing here? You should be sleeping. But, thank your stars. I'm ending my stream. We still have 30 seconds, less than 30 seconds, obviously. Let me see how many hours I've played on my main. It says Spartan D has adventured 346 days, 19 hours, 19 minutes, and 54 seconds. So I'm just gonna copy and paste that and paste it on the stream because you guys don't see my chats, right? I mean, you don't see my in-game chat. So this is a direct copy and paste from in-game chat. And we have a winner. It's Dr. Dre. What? I kind of want to play a sound alert, but I'm such a noob. I haven't played sound alerts. Like, I recently played a sound alert. Here we go. I hope this is not too loud. That's not too bad. I thought it was going to be super loud. Congratulations, Dr. Dre. And let me just throw you your die. Sorry, I don't do lockbox openings anymore. I know it's exciting, but, the stuff that you get from it. Oh, it's a companion. I know it's a companion because I put it there. Dr. Dre, congratulations. Wait a minute. This is yours. You know what? I'll give you this. Skeletal dog. I'm not gonna give you back your Staldorf, okay? Look. It's your Staldorf. 245 Staldorf. That's yours. You just gave this to me earlier. I'm not gonna give it back. So I'm just gonna give you this skeletal dog, right? In line with the Halloween theme, right? I know it's not Halloween anymore. I think, I don't know, it's past midnight, etc. Yeah, there you go. This is why I want people to be in my friends list so it autofills. Anyway, congratulations. Burp before I go. Excuse me. Woo! Anyway, you get the skeletal dog. Congratulations. That's you. And thank you so much, guys. Thank you so much for coming by. I know it's super late for you guys. What are you doing up at this time? Seriously, go to sleep. But anyway, thank you so much for coming by. I just clicked on my Discord for some reason. Thank you so much for coming by. I hope you enjoyed that stream. I hope to see you guys in the next one. What am I doing? I'm not sure. I'm looking for... Oh, Hans is streaming, guys. And he's streaming D&D. Oh, no, it's not. No, that's a rerun. He'd done a rerun. So Latzy is streaming, but he's not streaming Neverwinter. So let's just go and see if there's anyone we can raid. German, English. I don't know any of these guys. Rex Razor's always reruns. I don't know. What do you guys think? Yama is also a rerun guy. See, I don't want to go to like a streamer who doesn't even have notifications on. Like if once we raid him or her, they won't know that we've raided them because they don't have that like unlocked yet. So let's just try these guys one by one, shall we? What's happening? It's my stream is spinning around for some reason. Where is my music? Lo-fi hip hop. Shh. He's doing... Is this a... I'm trying to figure out... No, it's Don't tell me. I know this. No, it's not. Oh yeah, it is. It's Lair of the Mad Mage. Lair of the Mad Mage.
He said, "Are you bisexual?"
Right?
It's like, I'm bi winning.
Okay, anyway, too much talking, guys. Let's he seems like a chill guy, so let's just he passes the chill check. So let's just raid. Yeah, Lair of the Mad Mage, right, Dr. Ray? Yes. So anyway, thank you again, guys. So appreciated for you guys to come here and say hello. For the follows, I believe there was one follow, if not more. Yeah. If I didn't catch you, I do apologize. I have to go in real life. So see you later, guys. Peace, y'all. Love you all. Enjoy. Wilton Daw.
He came to Chicago to do stand-up.
Bye bye. See you guys. Bye bye. That was nice.